And sweet, oh sweet, where are you tonight? Why did you leave my Twitch so screwed? I waited a week and now I'm back on. So hey, buddy, fuck you too. No, I'm kidding. I love Sweden. It was a picture of like the blue surgery, paper and a hole this big where they were replacing a valve. You couldn't even see any. There was like a little edge you could see that was like fleshy, bloody. Anything. You really couldn't see anything, and they fucking kicked me off Twitch for it. I was like, fuck it, I'll just wait the week. I checked, and they said it was 7 days, so.
Off Twitch?
Yeah, they kicked me because I streamed to both. They kicked me off of Twitch.
When did Twitch start caring about what's going on?
Apparently they do now. Maybe about the time OnlyFans decided that gloves weren't enough or too much. That's the limit, gloves.
I don't know.
Craziness, that's all I know. So, Lady Di, how are you tonight?
Yes, dear. In a word, but other than that, yeah, I'll probably go up and down the stairs here because I've got some laundry I really need to do, and then I can just
jump in and out at your will. You're welcome to. I do not care.
Yeah, and other than that, and I still have that appointment coming up on Friday. That ought to be really interesting. But for those who don't already know, I'm scheduled for a cardiac stress test. Yay!
Oh, good. Jenny would know all about that.
Chemical or physical?
The way they said it at me, they will try the physical, and if they don't get my heart rate up with that, then they'll shoot me with the goop.
What do they do? Put a stimulant in you to make your heart jump? Go faster? Yeah. What do they? Oh, really?
Yeah, so hopefully the physical works because that's definitely preferred.
Yeah, the way they said it at me, the chemical could take up to 4 hours to go up and then down again.
Well, and the chemical one tends to be more uncomfortable, from what I hear.
That's a bunch of crap. I was in and out in less than an hour. When they
I don't know. We'll just see what happens here. I mean,
I guess it depends on the person.
Yeah, I was going to say it probably depends on the patient. Some people have underlying or conditions that can cause underlying problems. Some people just have a heart issue and don't have like other crazy shit going on, like blockages and clots and.
Some people metabolize drugs quicker. Other people don't.
What I thought the coolest part of all that is they take your blood pressure from everywhere. They even have a blood pressure cuff for your toe.
Yeah.
It's right in your toe.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want to make sure my ticker's working and everything to make sure that I don't waste a kidney if I get a spot on the transplant list.
Well, yeah, of course. Like, you got to make sure you're as healthy as you possibly can be so you look like an attractive candidate. Yes. Mm-hmm. Ben and I were talking about that because we were talking about COVID and people not wanting to vax and then going in the hospital and wanting help. And I said, when you're down to the last whatever it is, you pick the candidate that will survive it. You don't give it to someone who's surely going to die.
Oh yeah, right, right.
So
just like, and I said, it's just like organ donors. It's the same
triage, people triage.
It's the same thing. Yeah, you got to
figure out. Guess what kind of case we got in the hospital?
Oh, I think I know.
We got an ivermectin OD.
Oh
no, not an ivermectin OD. Clutch my pearls.
What? People are doing that?
Oh, I told everybody. I saw your tweet when I went to have a cigarette, and I told everybody in the office, hey, guess what Ben's got today? And they were like, you're fucking shitting me. I said, no. How old is he, by the way?
I have no clue. We didn't go in. It was just... I heard about the patient from one of the residents.
Oh, find out how old he is. I want to see if he's like, is he like a white dude?
Most likely. I don't know.
I bet you he's a fucking white guy in between 25 and 50.
Now, what are the symptoms of an ivermectin OD?
It depends. It's really variable. I mean, it can give you like seizures and comas and stuff, but I don't know what this guy has. Like if you take enough of it, because the whole mechanism is like it blocks like chloride channels or something. Like it paralyzes worms. Like that's the whole mechanism. But you'd have to have high enough of a dose for that. I think like smaller doses, I'm gonna guess it's like gastrointestinal and like cardiac arrhythmias and stuff.
I knew for sure it had to be gastrointestinal because that's what you're putting it into.
That's like that's the first side effect you get from anything is gastrointestinal.
Well, yeah, because you put it into your stomach, it's going through that. And then you're instantly to gastrointestinal. Like that's where you are. Yeah.
When you take ivermectin, what happens is, when you overdose on ivermectin, what happens is that if you try to go fishing, the worms will jump out of the box and into the water.
Because they're like, fuck that, you have anti-worm stuff on board. Right. I would if I was a worm.
So I do want to do my little thing. I have a shot tonight. It's only one. But this is for the person that died in the ICU from COVID today.
I don't have a shot, but hold on, I'll drink.
My first COVID death, so we're doing this.
I'm supposed to do
man.
I could do it tonight with you. We could be shot.
Wait, what shot are you doing? I can't really hear you.
My E.
Oh yeah, that counts.
Your E. I did my tea yesterday. I'm very excited about it.
Give me a few minutes when you're ready, and I'll draw it up, and we'll.
Okay. Well, I want to do this shot now because the person died this morning.
I suppose then that I suppose that Nazdrovye is not exactly appropriate, which is to your health in Russian.
Oh no.
Oh.
Well, I can't do the Italian either because Salute is also to your health or a well-wishing. I'm gonna say, how about?
Look, it's purple.
How about hi purple? We're doing a shot real quick. How about we do it to hoping that every person that dies that they learn more and they can help other people in the future to prevent them from dying. So let's hope that she died for a reason.
Sure. Yeah, we can do that.
All right.
Just give me a few to draw it up.
Yeah, let's
shot delay. Damn, I wish I would have known, Ben. I would have saved my shot and done 2 shots.
No, but then you would have had to wait.
I didn't even get out of my work clothes before I took that shot. I literally walked in the door, cut the tape off the 4 boxes, put 3 in the fridge, separated the needles for what I needed in the syringe, put the rest away, and I was like, starting my TikTok video. Doing it right now. I was not playing.
Oh boy.
I fought it between pharmacies for an hour and a half yesterday. So when I got home, I was ready for that shit.
Yeah, Commander 401, absolutely. Yes. It sucks because these deaths are preventable. And that's the horrifying part about it, is that these are preventable.
Love you, Sam. I'm sorry, honey. I shouldn't let him get to me. I apologize. But I have apologized to him several times, and I keep throwing an olive branch out there. And he keeps being mad at me, and I don't even know why. It was like 6 fucking months ago now. So I don't know. I just came by to show Sam and Maddie some love because I saw they were on, and I tried to be nice.
Don't even mention a name. Just leave it where it is.
No, I'm not. I don't need to. Everybody knows.
Yeah.
Because half the people that are in my chat right now were over there and saw him do it, so I'm not worried about it. They know. So, anyways. I just want to apologize to Sam since he's passed. They're passing.
Yeah, give me about 30
Love
seconds.
You, Sam.
I'll have a coffee here.
Sam's a sweetheart and intelligent and amazing.
Always.
I know, Ox. I just, you know me, buddy. I try to give everybody chances, and I'm way too forgiving. And I figure if at some point I cared about somebody, maybe we can repair it. And I can be supportive in their life again. But I guess some people you just can't reach. It's like that old song. Some people you just can't reach.
After we do this, if we need some conversation topics, I found some really funny would you rather questions.
Well, with any luck, I'll hit an artery again and we'll have a little excitement.
Please don't.
Sam, I did a TikTok. Oh, I don't even know if you follow me on TikTok. Never mind.
I had a tremendously emotional day yesterday medically.
Oh my!
I saw my internal medicine doctor for the last time.
Oh wow!
She's been my doctor for 6 years now and saved my life twice.
Aww.
Why is it your last?
She
day?
retiring
Is she
or
retiring?
She's retiring.
Okay.
Aw, we have
So at
six
least it's for
doctors
a-
in our area do that.
At least it's for a good reason that you're not seeing her anymore. Like it's like retiring is at least like she gets a break and stuff, but it's not like she did something horrible and you have to leave, or like it's not like, I don't know, a bad reason why you can't see her anymore.
It turns out she's 63, and it blew me away. I didn't think she doesn't look any older than 48, 49, 50.
Oh, so you were like retiring? 63?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, it's a fact, man.
Okay, we're almost ready.
I just packed a good bowl, so I think I'm going to hit the bowl and do a shot of iced tea because I don't have any alcohol near me. I don't have anything to shoot. Like to have something to shoot with, but that's a whole different topic for later. Anyways,
Oh, you're doing gluteal, right?
So yeah, absolutely. No.
I'm doing quad.
Oh no, I do quad. Now, I'm
I
gonna
do
tell you, man,
subcutaneous.
I am so proud of myself.
All right,
I
I'm ready.
stuck that fucker in perfectly. I inject that shit, pull it back out, barely even felt it. Woke up this morning and my leg was a little sore, like that, 1 inch around it area
Quit
kind of thing.
talking. I don't wanna
But
hang
not
out
one
here.
bruise.
I
Not
don't
one
want-
bruise.
I don't want to hang out here with this stuff in a non-sterile environment. You ready?
Oh, you ready?
Again?
Everybody?
Okay, we ready?
To
Okay.
her.
Okay, then.
May her family be at peace.
Give us a countdown. Okay, 3, 2, 1, do it.
Go.
Oh my. A little on the warm side, so I had to sip instead of chug.
I ran out of liquor.
All done.
There you go.
That was
There you go.
bourbon.
Alex
Purple, were
says,
you in on that shot?
Yep.
Good.
Alex says, I still don't understand how people can think a bug killer would fight a virus. Yeah, I know. What is it?
Once
Do they want so much to not do the stuff they are being told works that they'll do literally anything else?
Like I hate how political this has become.
Yeah.
And like it's people are making this petty, like
Well-
seeing people online making like philosophical debates about this,
These
and it's
people
like
are
it's not lighthearted like that. It's not something you just go to the internet and be like, should I care about this? Like, but what if like this devil's advocate argument, and like it's not a petty thing. These are real people that are dying.
Yes.
Well,
People
and-
are not going home.
There's
These
people
people
that
are
are vaccinated that are
these people
catching
are-
off people that are carrying around that aren't vaccinated or possibly other vaccinated people. But point is if you are not vaccinated and you are more likely for that shit to thrive in your body, get your fucking vaccine. Oh, the girl I work with, Ben, I was telling you, she's going to get her vaccine. She set it up for next week. I finally convinced
Good.
her.
She better. She
Good.
better do it.
I'm taking that one because I've been talking to her
Yes.
about it for like 3 weeks now, trying to convince her.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Sorry, you're really quiet. But yes.
Yes, Commander 401, I want to comment on this.
The one,
I
the one thing,
Oh, go ahead, Jenny.
the one thing that comes up repetitively with this group, and not just about COVID, but about all the right-wing activities and their complaints about the world socially or economically or election-wise or anything, is these people behave like the terrible twos, where the child does nothing but say no, 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 no. That they just haven't matured past that point in that age. They're absolutely juvenile in their thought processing. They're just a waste.
I've been saying that we're a nation of 4-year-olds, and then there are the people who simply will not hear that. My co-host is one of them. And I don't know where it is not the case that this is a nation of 4-year-olds. I don't get that.
Well, and last spring, they balked at the idea that maybe to get the vaccine out faster, they would allow veterinarians to inject people. And now these very same people who thought that that was just the government being hideously irresponsible considering that are going to veterinarians to get something that's not even intended for humans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well said. Okay, so I want to say something about this Commander 401. I'm just going to start calling you 401. I like it. He said, I think the answer is yes. They reject all authority. They have a problem with educated authorities. I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that so much. And I used to live in like a backwoods area where all the people looked up to my mom because my mom was intelligent and they were just like farmhand hick farm people. That's what they were. And I'm not blaming them. I'm blaming the bad education system we had because I learned half my stuff from my mother, not in school. She taught me half of what I knew by the time I graduated. And the schools were horrible there. So my theory is this. My theory is that the reason they like Donald Trump so much, I don't give a fuck what they say. This is the reason, psychologically. Donald Trump makes them feel smart. Because he's a fucking dumbass and everybody knows it. And they like him because he's the first fucking president ever that used like layman's terms and little words all the time. Because that's what he knows. And boy, you were talking about making yourself one with the community. Boy, Trump did it. All the idiots are like, oh, we love him. Yeah.
Well, there's
You may have a point there. You may have a point.
I shouldn't say idiots. I mean uneducated.
Well, there's a thing too that the idea that
I apologize.
Because everyone's votes are equal in weight, then people think that their opinions are equal in weight. Like, no, just because you have a vote does not mean you understand the material well.
Right.
And that,
and
that extends to the media that when they
Yeah.
cover this shit, they keep giving voice to these people who are an extreme minority, who have extreme lack of information, and think that they're doing it.
Diana. Shh.
They think they're being balanced. You know, that's
Crinkle,
not
crinkle,
balance.
crinkle.
That's giving platforms to stupidity, and there's a big difference.
Anyway, so that's how I feel. I've been saying that for, I don't know, since right after he was elected, it dawned on me. Because I looked at his base and I was like, oh, they're all uneducated rednecks. And like I said, I don't blame them. Like when you're out in the middle of the woods or you're in a poor area or you're in the ghetto or wherever you live that isn't preferred by, say, cishet white men, you're not going to get a good education. You have to fight for it. It's just the way it is. And so these people are getting a baseline education that is swayed by politics because they live in red areas. So of course they're going to think like that. That's what they're fed their entire life. School, home, red. So they're going to believe it. They don't ever leave those little pockets of the United States that they're in. I know all kinds of people that are like, oh, I've never left my county or I've never left my state. And I'm like, what? You have no clue what's out there. And those are the people walking around and going, we shouldn't have to mask. I hate black people. I'm a freaking narcissist. Those are the people doing that shit. They've never left. They don't even know.
I saw the story tonight on the news. This kid, he looked like he was still high school, maybe a senior, but no older than that. And they're at some school board meeting talking about masks and mandates and things. And he's a proponent of masks, of course. And he's trying to relay the story of his grandmother who died the day before or 2 days before from COVID. And the people in the audience laughed at him because he was saying that had she been wearing a mask or the people around her had been wearing a mask, she wouldn't be dead today. And people laughed at him about his grandmother's death. That's the kind of people we're dealing with here.
Yes.
That's absolute shit. Sorry, but it is.
Marie. Hello. How are you, wonderful person? I don't know if everybody here knows Marie because Marie's been hanging out with me, and well, met Marie through Ben, and so Marie shows up all
Marie's
the time.
great.
She's
love
great.
Marie.
She's funny and she's brilliant. She's great.
And she's always here supporting us. And
I know.
she's great.
I love. She's like, you know what it is? Marie is your ox.
Marie is my ox. That's true.
Because Ox always, everywhere I go, he's there and he's got my fucking back and he mods for me and he makes sure nobody screws with me, and always supportive and always funny and always interactive. Marie is your Ox.
Marie, would you like to be a mod on my channel?
I want my own Marie.
Do you want your own Marie? Get
Yeah.
to know her. Maybe she'll come over and hang out around you too. She's amazing.
No, she's smart.
I'm gonna mod Marie on both my YouTube and my Twitch.
Is she modded in my chat?
You do not have any obligation to do anything, Marie, but since you've been around and you've been supporting us, I think you deserve it. So
it's power that you can have that you don't have to use unless you have somebody that really pisses you off, and you can then flaunt it and nail them.
Oh my goodness. Hold on, I'm getting there. Oh my goodness. See? Who's in here? Vanta.
Oh my, okay.
Damn it. Sorry guys, I gotta go into Twitch to do it. I gotta
You're
sign all the way
talking all
back
about-
in because they kicked me out.
You're talking all about the Twitch. I guess maybe I have to look at it, see what it is.
It's okay. No, the reason, one of the reasons I like Twitch, honestly, is because they don't abuse you like YouTube does to make you do like, oh, you need 1,000, you need this, you need that. Like their rules to get to you to be able to do lives is like years less, like literally. Ben knows all those numbers. I don't know them.
yeah.
But Twitch is all about live, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so if you want to upload a library, you're still kind of stuck with YouTube.
Yeah, the Twitch does not store shit for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
So I don't know. I will look at it and I will see what it is. And
somebody can create clips from your live action, and you can store these little 45, 50-second clips, but they're not going to put up a two-hour show.
oh yeah, what
You
a
can
2-hour show! You haven't looked at my stuff lately, have you?
Yeah, we're like an 8 to 10 hour show. Lady guy. What are VODs on Twitch?
What?
Video on demand? Is that it?
Yeah,
ODs?
that's it. Video on demand.
Oh,
Marie, what's your YouTube channel name and its correct capitalization? So I can add you.
oh, there's mod. Okay, you got it, Marie. You're my mod now. And I'll put Ox on there too once he makes some kind of a comment. Ox, comment on Twitch. Really, it's not bad tonight, Ox. That's great. Video on demand. Okay. Can dig it. Shut up, Ox. That was hard to find. You got to go like click on it and go into user actions and then find in there where it says mod. I didn't even know.
Marie, I can also add you on YouTube during my next live. If you're in the chat, I can just add you then. Probably easier.
Yeah, I'll add her in my YouTube if she jumps over on that platform. Cool. Somebody just leave Twitch playing in the background. I just need Ben and one other person.
I'm already playing it in the background.
Oh, I know you are, buddy. That's why I said I got Ben. I just need one more person
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah, I got you.
Oh,
Nope,
Ox.
nope.
I broke Ox's Twitch mod cherry.
Oh my!
Yeah, I've seen Marie on YouTube in YouTube streams, so I know she's there.
They made me get on
As far as I
Twitter.
know, yeah.
They made me
We
start
did.
Discord. You're
We
not
did,
getting me on Twitch.
Purple.
We
did Purple.
look, we did it to Jenna too. I can't remember who the other person was, but both of us were like harassing Jenna, and then they finally convinced her. And then I went back and said, Jenna, are you on Twitter yet? And she was like, yeah, I'm making a profile right now. And I was like, excellent, we won. You know, I was like, see there. So
Yeah,
here's-
I didn't even want to be on Twitter, but it's
harassed
just,
Purple.
yeah, if you were going to be in the live streams, that was the only place to get the links at the time.
Yeah, I mean, you could do Discord, but honestly, I find Twitter easier to use.
Mm-hmm.
You know, on Discord, you got to go into that server and then
Yeah,
find
I
that
still haven't
person
figured
and
out
then
Discord.
message them and then go back out to your messages. And Twitter, it's just there, all in
Well,
one big row.
I've
It's
got a
just easier.
Discord server set up, and about the only reason I get on there is to get the links for the shill shows.
That's what the only thing I use mine for. Ben started a Discord, and I went over and
Yep.
you know I'm in his Discord, but otherwise I have no reason to be on. It's just Ben and the shills.
Yeah, I started a Discord for atheists in healthcare. So if anyone knows atheists that work in
Yes.
healthcare, I have a group for that.
Well,
But
that's
also, I wanted to talk to since we have Purple, and we have a lot of trans women on tonight, which is perfect. I have a friend.
Well, the whole panel is
Everybody's
trans.
trans.
It's trans, but I don't care about the trans guys for this particular thing.
Aw.
Neither
You know
do
what?
we.
Fuck
No,
you,
I have
dude.
a
Go ahead,
friend.
talk to the ladies. It's fine. Kick me off.
No,
my-
I have
I'm
I have a
kidding.
friend who's trans feminine and who's very new to coming out and has been looking for communities, especially people who are trans feminine and trans women who aren't pagans, because she is atheist. And so I was like, I know plenty of trans feminine people that are not pagans. So
I'm not.
Well,
so if you're on any platforms that like she can network.
I think
Like
if
if-
she gets on atheist Twitter, she'll find quite a few.
Yeah, and I specifically mentioned you, Purple, because you were newer to your transition as well.
Yep.
So I was thinking like she could connect pretty well
Oh,
with someone
shit.
like you.
Don't direct her to the old pro. Fine.
Don't what?
I'm just teasing.
No, I just didn't hear you, honey.
I said don't direct her to the old pro,
Oh.
the very old pro.
Jay's like, I'll show you how it is, sweetheart. So funny. All right, Marie. See you in a bit.
Yep. I finally got my new patches. So far, they seem to be staying on.
Oh, that's right.
God, that kind of scared me. So ready for that. Quick
Although,
movement. I have
yeah.
PTSD, Diana.
I haven't really had a day that I worked up a serious sweat yet, so let's hope they hold through that.
Where are you putting the patch on at?
Here, perp. I got
On
you
the
the
sides of my abdomen.
Okay. You know, if you get too desperate, get you some waterproof
Ben, can you
bandage tape.
Yeah.
read this?
$3.69. What about it?
For what?
What kind of tape it is?
Yeah, no,
Hold
that,
on.
No,
what
I can't. It's blurry.
Yeah, no, with the old ones, I've been putting medical tape
What
over
is it?
them.
It
Medical.
says.
Oh, that's
says-
Coban.
It says Metapore surgical tape.
Yeah, is it stuff with the ridges in it that you can kind of see through, almost see through, and you stretch it out?
Yeah, I'd been doing that with the old ones with stuff that looks kind of like transparent duct tape.
Yeah, no, this isn't transparent duct tape. This is a fibrous tape
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. It was actually medical tape. It was for bandages, but
with vent holes that
Yeah.
holds through anything: water, showers, bath, doesn't matter.
Kind of reminded me of
So I got
Coban,
this
but
for
not
you.
quite.
yeah. But also, I was starting to get a skin rash from the adhesive and that stuff, so. Which I'd never had a reaction to things like that before. That was a new thing.
Yeah, was it 3M product?
No, the old patches. Oh, what was the?
Oh, you're reacting from the patches. Okay, this is tape, not the patches.
Yeah, the adhesive. Mylan was the brand on those.
And
Do you have any residue left on your skin when you take it off?
Always. It was
Get
always
yourse-
hard to clean that
Get
off.
yourself some tape adhesive remover for sensitive skin. It's worth it. Because I tore myself up already with tape. Trust me. I have
Actually,
all over my chest. I'll just be on right here on my chest and on my
Yep.
sides because I went to take it off and I went to take it off too soon, and it ripped me open.
well, what's great for getting adhesive residue off of virtually anything is cooking oil. Just rub a little vegetable oil on it, and then
Yeah, you
wash it
can.
normally.
What I would start doing was I started because I had some alcohol left over that I never use, so I just put alcohol on it just to get the tape to release. Now, I learned my lesson. No more ripping my skin.
Yeah,
Woo!
I tried using rubbing alcohol on it too, and
Shit
Actually,
burns when it's ripping your skin. Let me tell you.
yeah,
brake cleaner? Use brake cleaner. Pure acetone. No, that's
It took it pretty good though.
yeah. Like I said, it's just rubbing it with vegetable oil to get the adhesive residue off just before I get in the shower.
That's smart. That's smart. I should have tried that. Yes, Ox, Gorilla duct tape will also remove unwanted hairs.
Eek.
Yes.
Eek.
Yeah. You ever
Is
done
that-
a Brazilian with that yet, Ox? Have you tried that out,
I
man?
was just going to ask, is that what you do instead of shave?
Ooh, I have some would you rather questions. If anyone
Could you
wants to do
imagine?
them.
Hold on, real quick.
Okay.
I love would you rather questions. But if can you imagine being a dude and being like such a dude that you get like a full beard and you just put duct tape on your face and just go and look at people like, what now, bitch? Like, would you fuck with that dude? What would be
Okay,
the
see,
point in
you-
hitting him? Can't feel
You're
anything.
thinking the beard. I was thinking a guy trying to remove the hair from his
I
testicles
originally
with it.
was, but nobody wants to
Eek.
see someone do that out in public, so I made it a beard instead. But yes, same effect.
Oh
What you
no,
got, Ben?
it hurts so much more when you do it someplace that the skin is really stretchy.
I'm good. As I
Okay.
close my legs and cringe.
God, I'm so glad I'm done with all that crap.
Here's the around the horn question. Would you rather sit on a dick and eat cake, or sit on a cake and eat dick?
Oh, dude, no, I decline to answer this.
You're not going to let me choose neither, are
Let
you?
me eat cake.
Nope. Women have to answer.
I picked the most inappropriate questions because this is a beast stream.
No, that's great though. I got to think about that for a second.
My
Is there
answer-
money involved in this?
No, you just have to do it.
My answer is let me eat cake because then I'll be happy on both ends.
Of course, you'd say that.
Yeah, well, for
Tough
me,
decision for some of us.
when I was going to sex parties with a lot of gay men, I was going to have tattooed on my ass "exit only." So yeah, I'd rather sit on the cake.
Touche. Okay, Lady Di, what's your answer?
Oh, jeez. Okay. I'd rather sit on the cake and fry that dick until it's drier than overdone bacon before I get it anywhere near me.
Okay.
Ox said, I can't play, I'm diabetic.
Ah!
Sandy said, all pass, thanks. Commander 401 said, none of the above. No, come on, you guys got to come up with an answer. I mean, come, I'm over here. I'm throwing myself in this. So hold on, you got to think about it.
Yeah, sure.
It's tough. Okay, let me ask one question. You didn't say what size a dick is. Can it be really
No.
small?
Be whatever size you want. I don't care.
Okay, really small dick, and I'll sit on and eat the damn cake. I ain't sticking a dick in my mouth. Shit
There
is
you
not
go.
happening. But
There
a really
you-
small one that can't really penetrate anyways. I'll sit on that dick.
6 to 10 inches.
Oh,
I'm not interested in thick, really.
Shut up, Jenny.
Well, you don't want to
I'll sit on it.
I mean, I did say my preference. Ben's like, I want to eat the fucking cake, and I'm not putting dick. in
No,
my mouth.
I'm just also like gay as fuck. So I mean, I'm bi, but
I know. Of course, you'd be okay with answering that. You're gonna win either way, you know.
yeah.
I don't know. We've talked about this before, and I can't understand for the life of me why anyone would want a man, let alone want to be a man.
Well,
But
I
then
don't
again-
understand why anybody would want to have boobs. And
I don't understand
pussy.
That's
wanting to be
where I
a
was
woman,
headed. That's
so,
where I was
yeah.
headed, hon. Exactly. Yeah.
I don't get it. I have
Uh-huh.
every day when I bind and every day when I take my binder off, all I can think is, I hate these. I wish I didn't have to
Okay,
do this
yeah.
shit. I
Diana-
spent a lot of money to find a good way to fucking bind myself without damaging my skin. And I had to play with a lot of different products and everything. And
Uh-huh.
I hate them.
Diana, remember
It's
we first met a couple of years ago and stuff, and we were talking about this kind of stuff, and I know I said something along the lines of I have zero interest in men. I'm only interested in women. I consider myself a lesbian. Now that I have been on HRT very consistently for 4 years, and then I'm already post-op, I need to get poked so bad. I don't know where that thought and feeling came from, but it's there, and I cannot deny it.
I hear
Fair
people
enough.
describe that, where
Fair enough.
you know they've been on estrogen, they've been on the anti-androgens, and now they are having an interest
It's
in things masculine. That didn't happen to me.
the urge comes from the same place that a lot of trans women get that baby urge, and it's like comes from the same
Okay.
place as that. It's just I gotta do it.
Well, that's the other thing I don't understand is the baby urge. I mean, I've been child free from day one.
Oh.
And for those of you who may or may not know what child free is, it's not childless. Child free is not having kids by choice.
Right.
And you know, my deal here is I would pity the poor kid who had me as a parent. You know, it's one of those deals. So yeah, it was
That's
definitely
nothing
my
about
choice.
wanting to parent. I want to have a kid.
I would if I got the rest of my life like more stable, but obviously that's not going to be a decision I make for a while because like my life isn't stable enough for that shit. It would just make things
Well,
worse.
I tell
for
you,
everybody.
I'll be totally honest since we're talking about like sexuality and how you feel about stuff or whatever. I would probably date a guy as long as he was effeminate and did not want me to like suck his dick. That would be my rule, and he's not gonna ever like stick it inside of me. So
You hear that?
basically, I want a little gay guy that's gonna go date a gay man. So never mind. I'm fucked. But I would do that. But that would have to be extreme set rules on that for me.
Okay.
I got
'Cause
more
the
questions.
power trip's fun, but
Just get me some dick, okay?
Yeah.
you
Okay,
never know,
next question.
Jenny. I might get one put on and get crazy. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I don't want. I don't
Go
want.
ahead, Ben.
I don't want fake.
No, I said get one put on.
This next question is
Oh.
less inappropriate.
Well, B,
Yes,
if we go through with the swap, I'll even throw the beard in free.
Oh, really? I'm not. You know, I'm Italian, and I actually. Speaking of this, well, before we go on to the next question, Ben.
Okay.
So I finally got my hormones back, and I got them back. I got the test back, right? And I look at it, and I'm like, "What do you think of that?" So Dr. Renko looks at it and goes, "We need to have a talk about your water intake, and you need to be on some vitamin D, and you need to take fish oil." And she goes, "Wow, you have really high testosterone." I said, "I know. I told you. I didn't need a test for that. All the women in my family are all hairy. None of us have high voices. None of us are little weak things. You know, any of us that work out instantly bulk up. I know we have high testosterone in our family." And so she said, "Yeah, yours is." So I guess it's like 10 points, 15 points above what the typical woman is on the high end. Something like that.
Points mean nothing. Give us units per deciliter or something.
Hold on, I gotta look that up. Hold on. I'm not gonna make up numbers, so hold on.
Okay,
Yeah.
while you're looking that up, I'm gonna give the next question. You don't have to answer it yet. You can think about it.
Okay.
I have a lot of these. Okay, would you rather eat poison ivy or a handful of wasps?
Oh man, that's awful.
Poison ivy. I don't even have to think about that. The thought of those little fuckers crawling around in my mouth, I'll eat the poison ivy and deal with the consequences.
I agree with you. I picked poison ivy.
Because either one's gonna make you're gonna have big sores in your mouth. You're gonna be swollen. You're gonna have trouble breathing. Probably gonna stick a tube down your throat. So if you got to do that anyways, I don't want things crawling around. I'm good. I don't want that feeling. I want to go up in your nasal cavity or something. Nope. I'll eat the poison ivy.
I don't think there's any way that you can guarantee that. Once you you eat the poison ivy and swallow it, that the irritants don't irritate the entire esophagus and stomach and everything.
Yeah.
I think it could be an absolutely horrible experience.
Oh, either one's gonna be awful.
Either one is
But
basically going to leave you
if you
dead.
get the hornets, you can chew them fast enough that you won't get stung too many times.
Well, and with the hornets, at least the stings would only be inside your mouth. They
That's
wouldn't
true.
go
That's
down
true,
further.
You'd still
So
look like this, but
The question is kind of, will the mucus linings in the throat protect you against the poison ivy?
no, they
That's a
won't.
good question.
They will not. My mom got a case of poison ivy once. We had to walk up an unknown hill from a lake in the middle of the night with no lighting whatsoever except a rotten flashlight. It was in the days before LED flashlights, so it was really rotten. And we all walked right through a patch of poison ivy, and she was wearing shorts. And her legs all the way up to her knees were just absolutely broken out the next morning. And these big, ugly, pussy swells. And it was just horrible.
Yeah, I actually know from experience that I probably have a worse reaction to poison ivy than I do to wasps.
Yeah, do not.
But I've had occasions that I've been stung by more than a dozen wasps at one time. And,
Oh, yeah.
aside from the initial pain, there wasn't any lasting effect that was any worse than mosquito bites.
Yeah, I kind of like it when I get stung by a bee because all my arthritis pain goes away.
Okay, you ready for the next one?
Sure.
Yeah, if you can hold on until I go out and look for a couple of bees.
Okay.
My right
Sandy-
hand has been killing me the last couple of days.
Sandy said, I didn't live this long by doing stuff like that, but if I had to choose, as I've never had a poison ivy reaction, I'd risk that before wasps. Ox said, natives ingest a leaf at a time mixed in other food over a length of time. I did it, and to this day, I don't react. Yes, actually, Ox, I thought my dad was full of shit, and my dad did that when we were kids. We moved out to this farm. There was poison ivy everywhere, and he started eating it a little bit at a time. He would, after breakfast in the morning, he'd go out to go work on whatever, and he'd eat some of that shit. We thought he was fucking crazy. But I'm going to tell you right now, he may have got a couple little bumps on his lip or his tongue from doing it at first, but he never got poison ivy again after that, the rest of his life. Not that I know of.
I wonder if there's any study on that.
Junie said, I'll take my risk with holding the wasp, but don't
Junie.
quote me on it. Hi, Junie. Anyways, Ben, go.
Okay. Would you rather have
I wouldn't.
nipple-sized fingers or finger-sized nipples?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the first part.
The question is, would you rather have finger-sized nipples or nipple-sized fingers?
Damn, that's tough, dude.
Straight out like that.
I'd be cutting them bitches off. If I had the fingers, Can you imagine just having this big finger sticking
Yeah.
off of your fucking chest?
That would be kind of like a cow teat.
Yeah, well, yeah, having fingers that small would be quite a handicap, I think.
Mhm.
Okay, so
It's bad enough having a penis that small.
I looked it up, and I'm not 10 over. I'm 10 under, the highest part of the range. But after that, they consider it like dangerous in women because of blah 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 blah, or whatever can cause problems.
Give me a number.
But that's if, yeah. Anyways, but I'm not. So I'm at the higher end of it, and it's higher than the average woman would have
Yeah,
by
what is your-
like 15.
Number. What did they measure it at?
That's so the range is 8 to 60. Mine was like 53 or something.
53.
So most women are more closer to like 20 to 30 in there. Like that's the average is around 30, I believe,
Yeah, I'm about 3.
of testosterone.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty much nothing.
Yeah, I don't remember the numbers, but I know each time they checked mine, it was like just on the low end of what was considered a normal male.
Oh my goodness. Holy spackle. Go small. I'll take the nipple and cut them off to length. That's what I was saying, Junie. I'd be chopping them bitches off. Fuck that shit.
Did
Right to
any-
the plastic surgeon.
that commercial that I retweeted on Twitter. It was an old Mentos commercial from like way when Mentos first started,
Right.
and it featured this guy who grew with these nipples that were about this long. And he's at the beach, of course, and he's walking around, and all the women are looking at it. It's just an outrageously funny commercial. I can't believe it was ever on the air.
Don't know what to say about. I tell you what, I did date this woman. She had pretty large breasts, and her nipples, when she wasn't excited, they were like flat, almost concave. She got excited. They got like that fucking long. It was weird. They were big, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?"
I'm gonna go find
It
that.
was just looked weird to me. I've never seen that before. I mean, I've seen it on porn, but not in person. You know?
I'm gonna go find that video and have you share it.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
that's
And
one of
she's gone.
one of the things with going on the estrogen. They kept saying that that there was likely to be a decrease in my my sexual drive.
Right.
And I was like, I thought that would actually be a good thing because it was so high up there, it's too distracting a lot of times. And it's like, yeah, it's rather gone the other way because at this point, my nipples never go down, so they're constantly rubbing on my shirt.
Yeah, that's an issue. That's an issue.
Of course, I don't think I want to get a cordless headset anymore because every time I turn my head to the left, the cable rubs across it. So,
Fair enough.
I'm having a debate
Sorry,
with somebody
Judy.
on the definition of tacos versus sandwiches. Because they
How many
said that
times do I have
hot
to
dogs
go
are
over this
sandwiches.
stuff with you guys?
Hot dogs are not sandwiches. Hot dogs are tacos because sandwiches have carbs on 2 sides. Tacos have carbs on 3 sides.
So I say this: hot dogs are tacos unless you break the bun or use
Yes.
2 slices of bread. Then it's a
Yes.
sandwich.
Then it's a sandwich.
Right.
But if it's just a hot dog bun and you put it in a
Nope.
little hole,
It's
it's a
intact.
taco because it's
Nope.
3 sides.
It is a taco.
3
I would
sides.
agree with that.
Yep.
I would agree with that. It's a very bready taco. But then on the flip side of that, then you're saying every hoagie out there that has all 3 sides is a taco.
Yeah, it's a taco.
I don't
By
know.
category, it's a taco.
I don't know about that.
We are
A
using the
taco's
carb
just a salad
criteria
with
of
a shell.
tacos.
B, I sent you a link to in your Twitter DM.
I'm going in now.
Yeah,
Going
so
in.
it's linked to a Reddit page is where I saw it, I guess. You're not going to believe this commercial. It's just
Well, there's lots of like information out there in the chat that I didn't know about people. Guess we're learning about people tonight. Good job, Ben.
Well, I need to get the mukbang ready, so I'll be right back.
Okay.
was there a new question I missed?
Oh, that's just weird, dude.
Well,
Really?
I can ask a new question, but I need to make food because I always have to eat on the stream. It's the rule. Oh, here we go. This is a fun one. I just like glanced at this. All right, you ready? I don't know if you're ready.
I'm ready.
Would you rather have vaginas in your armpits or an armpit between your legs?
Oh, Jesus.
An armpit between my legs.
I'm there. Yep.
You can get rid of the vagina. I don't give a fuck.
Yep.
Would I still have my regular vagina?
Yeah, but you'd also have vaginas in your armpits.
I'll take the armpits.
Armpit vagina.
No,
Yeah,
that's
well,
all-
I don't have a vagina to start with, so I'd like to have at least one if that's where it's got to be.
no, I would want the vagina and the armpit because then you got three sources of fun.
This damn
Three
dude
sources
right
of-
here.
3 sources. I'm not sure how you count.
Well, because
What-
she already has another one.
Yeah, but if you got a vagina in each armpit, you can take on 4 guys at a time.
What? Why would I? Three's enough
Why wouldn't you?
because three's
Can
enough.
you guys see that? That is insane.
I may be urging to have a guy, but they're still stinky, smelly creatures. God.
Hold on. Wrong thing. Trying to share
Like,
the
we
wrong
can see
thing.
Jenny.
That's what's going on. Huh?
Okay, I'm making food.
Where's?
Oh,
Okay,
Ben,
go
you
make
gotta see
food.
that. You gotta see this vid.
Yeah, guys are fine
that's
as long
what's
as you can
wrong with
use
me.
them for your fun and then send them home. Just as long as they don't hang around too long and try to talk.
Ah. Right.
What's happening, B?
Gotta share the other screen. I shared the Twitter screen by accident. So that's what's going on.
Oh,
I fucked up. There you go. That's
Yep.
just wrong.
Yeah, it's not right.
let's go play it.
It's not right. How do you do that?
I don't know. Doesn't it have an arrow on it somewhere? Click on it
Arrow for what?
to play. It's not a still. It's a video.
Oh, I didn't share the video. I just was worried about the guy's nipples. I thought that was the point.
No, the commercial is outrageously funny. It goes on for quite a while.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we'll try that again later at the end of the stream.
Uh,
I can't. I don't want to go back all through that right now. Okay, I'm done with that. My landlord was texting me. Gotta answer the friends. Twitter's on fire. Don't look. He does have joysticks. He does have joysticks. It's true. Leave it to Holy Spackle to say that it looks like joysticks. You must be from the Atari age. I wonder if you. How do you fire though? Where's the button? Is that like you poke him in the sack or something? Make him shoot.
That's what a belly button's for.
That's right, Purple. We're gonna trade. We're gonna trade. I'm gonna give Purple these nice, perky, young-looking boobs. That I guess I would say I'm lucky to have if I really liked or wanted them, which I don't. When you start having like thoughts that flash through your head, like, man, maybe if I started cutting them off, then they just have to repair it, right? Just go ahead and yank out the insides and slap it down flat, bros.
Assuming you don't bleed out.
Well, yeah, of course I would. I'd die, but that's not the point. I'd pass out before I got very far. Not necessarily, though, because I do work at a doctor's office where they have nitrous or whatever it is to numb for procedures.
Yeah, but then you're not going to be very skilled to do that.
I could imagine doing that. Like, I couldn't cut into myself like that. I could never do it.
I could cut into you.
But see, that's what happens to you when you're trying to live another life.
Yeah.
That's not you.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thoughts. For people out there that are trans and don't understand, those are the kind of thoughts that go through your head.
There are the cases of extreme dysphoria that they, do try to do that.
I admit to having spent time thinking about how could I do this myself. And I actually thought I had a plan. I obviously didn't do it because I would probably have been dead. But
well, let's not throw the idea out there. Let's not encourage anybody else in the future who watches this to be like, that's a good idea. I'm going to try that.
No,
let's
every
not do that.
person out there thinks about it for at least a moment. I'm not doing anything to anybody.
Well, Spackle's asking, have they solved the sensation problems with the removals? And yeah, that's my biggest hesitation on the surgery, that, if they don't get it right and if there's not much sensation left.
Well, see, that's my thing is, if I wanted to get like an addictomy surgery, right? If I wanted to do that, that's a high risk surgery, and I don't want to have a high risk surgery if what I get as a result does not work properly like it should. There's just no sense in me in doing it and having to like pump it up and have no sensation and shit. And what's the fuck? You can get a stand-to-pee. That would be the same thing. What the fuck's the point? But if they advance it better and some of those things start coming where they can make that happen, I would definitely go to get that surgery done. Like that.
I got balls.
You do have balls, Ben.
Herb, that's
They're
why
lamb.
That's why you go and find
Ooh, lamb balls.
who is well experienced, so that they're not going to make that kind of incision sort of error that's going to sever any important nerves or anything like that. You guys are fortunate. You're looking at a situation that is 30 years advanced over what I experienced.
Right, I know.
And so you can't compare my situation with anything that you're going to go through.
No, I get that. Just, any surgery involves some level of risk.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I mean, regardless of it, any surgery you go into, you can die from the anesthesia.
Yeah. Or theoretically bleed out, or
Look at that crazy ass picture
What?
Ox just sent me.
or
Fuck is that?
heart attack, or
Every finger has its own head, and the thumb is sucking on the head of the other finger.
Rosie and her
That's like
five.
something Ox would definitely send.
I don't even know what to do with that, Ox. I don't even know how to react. We're just gonna move on. So Ben, what do you know about that as far as the advancements with nerve issues and stuff that they're having with trans surgeries?
I don't know a lot, honestly. I just know that it's easier to make a vagina than it is to make a penis. But
yeah,
I mean, both procedures have come a long way, so it just depends on who you go to, I guess.
Well, I'm not gonna say I'm not feeling very lucky by the fact that the provider I work for used to work for this amazing, like the best plastic surgeon in the area, if like second or best, and so I have a line in on someone who can. And there's also a place down the road that does specifically breasts removal or whatever. Like they specialize in that. So
Do they?
Yeah.
The question: do they specialize in breast for trans people though, or just like in general? Because there's a difference between
Well,
like
yeah, but they
mastectomy
also
for cancer versus mastectomy for trans people.
right, but they're like a plastic surgeon that place that concentrates on breasts. So I think the point of it is when they do mastectomies that they can put everything back so it looks like you're not.
Yeah, I would go to
Fucked
somebody
up.
who specializes in mastectomies for trans people. Like, is there certain
Okay.
people that specialize in it
I'll check
for
into
trans
that.
people? Because the end goal is different for someone who wants to keep a feminine body versus someone
True.
who is transitioning to a masculine body.
Right, that's true.
Because the procedures are different. Because they might have to move your nipple. They might have to do a lot of other things. If you're,
right.
yeah.
Many
Yeah, there's
trans women, if they wanted to be as close as they can to natural, many trans women are born and their breasts are wide set, and so when they take their hormones and everything, they grow, they get to the right size, but they're still set out wide, and a lot of people want them moved, and that's a whole nother can of worms.
Yeah, nipple placement is a big thing.
Yeah.
well, you know, Holy Spackle, you make a very good point. Nature can be unkind to men, and maybe it would actually be an advantage to have a pump up penis. If you ever become impotent, you wouldn't have to worry about it.
I just want one that doesn't like that I don't have to take off and like clean every day.
You're right. I know.
And like not have to worry about is this in the right place for me to pee or am I gonna wet myself?
Right. Yeah, that's
Like that'd be really
not
nice.
cool. Yeah.
Well, the pump up one also has the other advantage that you don't have to worry about it coming up at inappropriate times.
This is true.
That is true. That is true. Well, yeah, but we not cleaning every day issue, Holy Spackle. The fact that it has to be taken off.
Take it off and clean the inside, like scrub it out because of UTI risk is the
Right.
big thing.
Yeah, I had a problem with that many years ago. One of the psych meds they were trying on me basically was having the problem of just pretty much having erections all day long. That was not fun, especially when you're trying to take care of kids.
Yeah, no, that's not cool. It's not really cool. Oh, Ox, I'm writing my name in the snow everywhere. And I plan on becoming a what in the male world they call stud, and in the female world they call whore. Because I'm gonna try to fuck some
Now,
shit.
after I had my
I'm not
surgery,
gonna
I could still write my name in the snow, except I had to change my name to Splorch.
Okay,
So
but
what?
see, that's
Never
going to
mind.
require that you come up to a state that has snow.
Oh, I get snow here. We just don't get a lot. We get like an inch or two. And then sometimes randomly it'll snow its ass off and we'll get like 6 inches, which is nothing for where you live. But for here, people are like, oh, there's 6 inches of snow. And I was like, I know. I can't believe we have snow at all here.
I'm excited. I'm excited for someday when I can get bottom surgery and then find all the fun random things I can stick my dick in.
Right? Right?
Right?
Ben's gonna be like fucking American, what's it called? American Pie? Fucking an apple pie. That feels good. I wonder what a watermelon feels like.
Oh, done. Try a baggie of what, liver?
I want you to know, Ben, that I already have a variety of hole saws for the
Oh my
drill
God.
to drill holes and things, so I'm already ready for that. Look, a tree. Wonder
I wonder what that feels like.
what that feels like. I got splitters in my dick.
I have the
See, that
hole
sounds
saws.
painful.
I have never had the urge to employ them for that purpose.
Holy Spackle, I already have a dick in the box.
There's
Actually,
a
I don't have one currently.
Randy.
Normally, I will be buying another one soon
God,
because I plan
wasn't
on.
that one
dating
of
again.
the funniest bits Saturday Night Live ever did? The dick in the box. God.
I don't remember that one.
Oh, it was just
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
Andy
Sandberg.
Yeah, Andy Samberg.
Andy Samberg.
And, Justin Timberlake did this little song, "Dick in a Box," and they actually had these costumes where they had a box attached to their crotch area, and we're implying, of course, that there was a dick inside the box, and it was just so funny.
I bet.
There's no doubt it's on YouTube. Just SNL Dick in a Box, and you'll find it.
Make sure you put SNL first. The other ones you don't want to see.
Yeah. Good point. Oh, damn.
Yeah, no, Holy Spackle, they actually make these wonderful things that are strapless strap-ons now. They are nice. They are convenient. You can even, now they're starting to make them in flesh colors. And it's probably the closest thing you'll ever get to not having a dick and yet having a dick.
How do they attach?
To have sex with. Huh?
How do they attach?
How do you think? They slide up inside you.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them come in a certain size. Some of them are inflatable, and they have a little remote control on them. So you can insert them and then blow them up so they do not just fall out, because that can happen when things are well lubricated, which is what the problem I had with the old ones. But anyways, yeah, so you can pump them up, and they actually have the remote control also has a vibration mode on it.
Okay, what are you using to blow them up that fallout is an issue?
Huh? Fallout?
No, fallout would be an issue if you don't have one that blows up.
Yeah,
Right,
that one
because
totally missed that
everybody's
one.
shaped and sized different in there. Yeah. So they don't work for everybody, Yeah.
Ben,
Now, maybe if I never had a child, I could probably get away with one of the regular ones, but I don't even know if then. Those are not made very big.
Ben, you want to talk about some genetic stuff?
Depends.
No, not incontinence. Different genetic stuff. Go ahead, Jenny.
About genital differentiation and, well, I guess regeneration and rejection issues and that sort of stuff. The theory being, I heard one person say that one of the directions that may be possible is that they would be able to take stem cells and cause them to differentiate to either the male or the female, depending on what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But have them still be compatible with the genetic structure of the future recipient, so that the rejection is just not there. So there's no rejection possibility.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that happening.
Okay, I don't understand how that can be done. If you're going to make these things differentiate, doesn't it require a change in the XXXY or XY?
It would still be compatible, because we're not talking that the genetics necessarily need to be compatible. It's the MHC and the different antigen types that would need to be compatible.
Oh, okay.
So as long as you don't immunologically reject it, it should be fine. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then why aren't they fucking working on that right now? God damn it.
Because I think they're still working on the whole stem cell growing organs thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's still in the works, but they're doing decent with it with some things, but it's still early stages.
God, I wish I was in my 20s again.
Okay, I just want to...
Man,
Well,
if
don't
I was
we
in my
all?
20s now, my life would have been so fucking different.
Oh, yeah. If I could have transitioned when I was 25, yeah.
Right? No, I'm talking about 18. Right when I joined the army. That's what I wanted. I wanted to transition by the time I was 16.
Well, yeah.
I knew I was in the wrong body.
The nature of my comment was more to do with how much more sophisticated everything is, and how much more it's going to be sophisticated, how much more sophisticated in 10 years it will be and that I'm going to die soon. So
It's
You
got
don't even know
morbid.
that.
because I'm old and old people die.
You're fucking not old. You're not gonna die soon.
You're not that old.
Maybe like 20, 25 years. Jeez, man.
I know 20, 30
fuck?
people at my age who have died already. So
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that it's gonna be you.
no,
You know what? My Nana, my
the
Nana had
potential's
like,
there. People die at my age. It
my
happens.
Nana had like a heart issue. She had mesothelioma from doing underwater welding for the
And I have
Navy during
other
World War II. Hold on. She was diabetic. She smoked from the time she was like 15, 14 years old, 16 years old till she quit when she was 88.
You're describing my PNA.
And she lived to be 90 fucking 2. It's not cut in stone for anybody.
No, it's not. But I can't. I have to plan for it because everyone dies. Okay, and so at my age, I have to plan for it.
Well, I didn't say don't plan for it, but you don't have to say like I'm gonna die soon, like it's gonna be in the
Okay,
next
wait.
5 years.
Well,
I love you and I don't want you to die, so shut up.
actually, that's what the cardiologist said. I've got in 5 to 10 years, and that was 5 years ago.
Why do you have to plan for it? Once you
Why do you
die,
have
you
to believe
don't
the
have to deal with it
cardiologist? Maybe he's
anymore.
wrong.
Because I don't want to be a burden on.
No
my nephew.
offense, Ben.
If I don't have some kind of paperwork going, he's got a nightmare to deal with.
I mean, I think everyone should have paperwork for it,
Yeah.
but not in that you think you're gonna die like right now or in the near future. Just because, I mean, everyone should have the
No,
paperwork for
But
it.
Yeah.
this went in the wrong direction. Y'all focused on the wrong damn thing.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
The intent is if I were in my 20s and able to take advantage of the newer technology and advancements compared to when I had my surgery and other work done,
Right.
I would be better off and maybe more likely because I'm would be young that I could get a uterine transplant or that they would be developing some kind of regeneration stem cell techniques and that I could be potential customer for that. That is just, it just hurts a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet.
Thank you, Junie.
Oh, Holy Spackle said I had to fill out an advanced healthcare directive for the first time last year. It felt a tad bit alarming.
Yeah, they're hassling me right now.
Well, honestly, I'm even at that age. By the time you're 50, you should have all that. You should really have all that done by the time you're 40, because car accidents, shit happens. But I'm 50 now, and I really need to go do that, and I'm not looking forward to it.
Yeah, Sloth Girl and I need to, have the paperwork drawn up in a legal fashion. Just because I certainly don't want the type of funeral that my family would set up for me.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Getting advanced directives and getting a living will and all that taken care of. It's a good idea.
Well, I don't give a crap about the funeral or anything like that. I just don't want to be kept breathing when I'm not alive.
Yeah, and that's part of it. Just at what stage should they pull the plug?
I just want to make sure at my funeral someone is playing Pop Goes the Weasel, but never getting to the end part of the song.
Oh, and waste the spring-loaded casket?
No, you just leave them in suspense.
So, Simply Secular Dave said, Jenny, my friend was told that his health would decline in 2 years. He lived another 22 years before his health actually declined. Be prepared for whatever, but live life every day that you get.
Yeah,
and I do.
It's beautiful, Dave. Thank you.
yeah.
And I do, but I'm realistic. I have bad heart issues. I have bad lung issues. It's people die from what I got. So
Yeah,
Right.
when my father was first diagnosed with cancer, They were convinced he only had about 6 months. He lived, I forget, 20 some years beyond that, and fought off 3 completely different cancers in the process.
Wow. I tell you what, my sister, when she had cancer, ended up at a doctor down in Florida who was a specialist. And it was ironic as well because she used to live in Florida when she had it and was misdiagnosed twice. But anyways, so she would fly down to Florida and go see him like 4 times out of the year or something like that. And she did all her treatments up by where she had her children and stuff in West Virginia because their dad lived up the road. So she wanted to keep them close to their father so they could have quality time and stuff. So she lived in a place she hated. Anyways,
Okay.
they told her, the specialist told her 8 to 12 years, giving you 8 to 12 years, and 12 is very generous and 8 is kind. And so she made it 7.5 years from her diagnosis. So he was pretty fucking accurate.
Okay, yeah, Randy is leaking out little bits about this rubber chicken adventure in each stream.
What?
He said, I was regenerated a little the other night. It turns out if you have a rubber chicken in your pocket and get dry humped by a young woman, it stirs things up a bit.
I'm so confused about what is going on.
I don't want to know
right now.
why he had a rubber chicken in his pocket.
Yeah, this is like the 3rd time he's made references to a rubber chicken the other night. It's like he's not really told anyone what the story is here.
Randy,
Oh, Randy.
can't
What are we going to do with you, man?
so.
These chats are always like interesting
I know,
in
right?
like a weird way.
It's true.
Like some of the things that like Stool says in the group chats, I'm just like, how do you think of this shit?
Ben, did I tell you what my doctor told me the other day?
No.
On yesterday when I was fighting all that shit, getting the tea and everything. She said, I just don't understand what you think this is going to do for you. And I just like
What?
tossed my mask up in the air and like walked underneath of it and it fell on the floor behind me. And I walked over and I sat down at my desk for a minute and I went, I just got to keep reminding myself, cishet woman in a cishet world. Cishet woman in a cishet world. And I walked back in and I was like, oh, where's my mask? She's like, oh, it's right here on my desk. And I said, where'd my pen go? She goes, oh, you threw it over there. I said, well, I didn't technically throw it. I didn't throw it. I chucked it up in the air like I give up. And she's like, well, yeah, that's true. And I was like, okay. I said, believe me, you've never seen me throw. If you ever see me throw things, just fire me. Because
Who is this
I'm an
person?
asshole.
Oh,
My boss, my doctor. My boss and my doctor.
Really? She's a doctor and she asked that stupid question?
Yeah, she doesn't. She thinks she's thinking more physically and less what
Either
gender
way.
dysphoria is. 'Cause
Either
she doesn't
way.
understand it. And I went to Heather and I said, Heather, guess what Dr. Dev said? She goes, what? And I told her, and she goes, well, she just doesn't get it, does she? Now Heather is cishet, but she has nieces, nephews, and cousins who are non-binary. One's considering being trans. There's 2 non-binary. One that is considering transitioning, and then another one that's like a lesbian or gay or something. So she is not she's not out of the loop on that. You know, she knows about that stuff. She sat down and had conversations with the people. She's helped them medically, you know, to figure out stuff, you know, and stuff.
But
So,
like, how does the doctor not understand that this will physically change you?
Well, no, she understands that, but she doesn't understand. She doesn't, because there's no like benefit health wise. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Does she not
Or
understand
she thinks
psychiatry?
there's no benefit.
She had to take
health-wise?
classes in psychiatry. Does she understand that the brain is connected to the body?
I mean,
and that,
she
like, your
does,
brain-
but she's just,
dynamic.
she's not thinking. She's over here in this little hole, and she's not
Does she not?
thinking over
Okay,
here.
does she also believe that like psychiatric illness isn't a thing? Like if you treat someone's anxiety or their depression, like those are things too that matter. Like I don't get how you can be a doctor and not relate like
Ben, That's why
biological,
we love
psychological
you,
stuff,
because
like,
you're not old school.
but
She
it
has been
doesn't-
practicing for too
that's
long.
not the
She's
problem.
old school.
It's not like, because even old school people like understand psychiatry.
I mean, I get it.
So it's not an excuse. She doesn't get a pass at all for being old. She doesn't get a pass.
The package is what is a benefit for health. That because it addresses emotional, mental issues and physical issues as a package, it's going to make a big difference in the person's life and outlook in many different dimensions.
I want to. Sorry, continue.
I'm just thinking that if she's a physician, she should understand that. I mean, you're not going to be the only trans person she ever faces.
Well, I said to Heather, I said, I think maybe I should just come to you for hormone stuff from now on. And she said, I think you should. And I said, okay.
There's one
So
thing,
she's
though,
going to handle all my hormone stuff because she at least understands me and she supports me 100. Like, when I had to
Here's
call.
the problem, though, B.
Well, I had to call my doctor
Okay.
from the pharmacy to get a verbal, because the size testosterone they had there didn't match the prescription. They don't carry that kind because it's a bigger vial and you have to waste it. And so they only carry the smaller vials. So I got her on the phone.
You don't have to waste it.
She answers the phone. You don't?
No. You just have to sanitize the lid of the vial before you use it again.
Oh, fuck, dude. Really? I could have kept that one and not thrown it out.
Yeah. The
Okay.
pharmacy doesn't like to do that.
Because right now I'm getting 2 doses per vial.
Yeah. Yeah, but you should
Oh,
be getting
and I'm
3
on
doses
and I'm
per
on
vial.
point and I'm on 0.50.
Yeah, I should be getting 3 per vial. If it's
Oh, there might be 3 in there. Yeah, maybe it is 3.
Yeah, you shouldn't be getting rid of it. Just use an alcohol wipe to clean the top.
Okay. Fair enough. Anyways,
But my
point
one
being-
thing,
point being, so I called her and I was like, and she goes hello, and I said, hey Dr. D, and she goes, what's up, girly? And I'm like, you just don't get it, do you?
here's
Like,
the thing, though. That worries me a little bit.
She just can't. But I don't know why. Like, I don't know why this is difficult.
That's the same
There's
doctor.
the thing though. The problem is with Heather though is there's a conflict of interest.
I know.
At least with you.
I know.
So I mean, maybe for a little bit, but if you can get access to somebody else, like there is a special, like if you're becoming friends and stuff, maybe more than friends eventually, there's a conflict of interest, and that could be kind of scary.
That'd probably never happen.
But there's a conflict.
Remember a couple of weeks back?
No, I agree.
I told you guys about the punk in cardio rehab misgendering me quite intentionally.
Yeah.
Okay. And I said that I don't know, but I think he got fired. Well, he didn't get fired. And nor did he apologize to me.
What an ass.
I talked to my internal medicine doctor yesterday about it. She's been at Gunderson for 35 years.
Oh.
She's personal friends with the CEO and knows how he feels about trans people. But she's the only physician who's treating trans people, so it's something that they would discuss. And she's going to bring it up to him. I've been working on a paper that I titled "Lethal Lethality of Misgendering," and I would send it to the cardio rehab department. And she says she wants to read it, and she says I'm going to give it to the CEO as well. And she says she's not, she's retiring. She says I am not going to retire and let this stand. She says I'm going to raise hell.
Good.
This cannot stand.
Good. Something needs to be done.
So,
And at the very least, it needs to be walk up to you and apologize and fucking mean it.
So reason I brought that up is this doctor who is making these statements and lacks understanding. She needs to be responsible as a physician to
Yes.
understand her role and her limitations and what damage she can do to people by not towing her line.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping that what this is going to come of this is that I'm going to teach her a lot, and then the next person she has to deal with, it'll be easier for them.
Yeah.
That's my
Yeah.
goal. I mean, I'm not going to give up on her as my doctor,
So
but
I'm
if
gonna-
if I need a prescription refilled and taken care
I would
of
give
in a
up on her
timely
as a
manner,
doctor.
I'm gonna text Heather, or I'm gonna tell Heather, because Heather will just fucking do it.
So I'm going to be
Yeah.
starting a new doctor who is a family medicine physician, and she's very compassionate towards trans people, but has not had any more than like one person as a patient. And
Right.
she's going to take over Amanda's whole load, which is about 20 some people who she's training right now. So I got to teach yet another doctor about this shit. I'm so tired of having to teach doctors.
Fine, just come in and leave. Fuck, man. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, no, and you know, the thing of it is I feel like she's got I mean, I don't want to make excuses for her, but she does have a lot going on. She has a patient who she put on hormone therapy, who prior to the hormone therapy did not get any kind of breast screening for over 2 years. And now she has breast cancer, and she's trying to sue Dr. Warenko for it. And it's not okay. She was on hormones for 2 months. And she's coming after her for it. Somebody to blame. And we have proof that she had no imaging done for over 2 years.
Well, did she was the reason why she didn't have the imaging choosing not to get imaging, or was it like, did no one talk to her about it? Did no one, because I could see there being a problem, because you need to ask about history and you need to be able to.
Not necessarily, because here's the bottom line. Once you become a woman of a certain age, the insurance company insists you get screened. It's a requirement for a lot of them. If there's anybody in the family that's had a history of, or if they have any kind of a risk of, the insurance company makes them get those screenings every year, up to including every 4 to 6 months. So if there was any chance, and obviously if she has cancer now, there's some risk of it that somebody probably knew about. You know, and you're right, it is up to a woman to do that. But you know what? You can just call your fucking doctor. You can call anybody, can call their doctor and say, hey, I need a breast screening because I'm at risk, or I have somebody in my family that is, or I found a lump, or whatever. That doctor is not going to say no. The insurance company will pay for it. Like,
that's not what I'm
all
saying.
of it.
That's not what I'm saying. I mean, it.
What?
Like that's my question. Was it the patient's negligence for their own health to where they didn't follow up with screening that they were supposed to get, or like because if the doctor did not communicate effectively that they needed screening, it's not the insurance's job to necessarily tell people they have to get screening. The doctor does need to communicate what the expectation is and what someone needs to have.
Yes,
and that needs to be documented.
And the other thing is the time period where she had no screening done was before she came to our practice.
Okay.
That was with her previous doctor.
Okay.
So
then
she's only been at our practice for like, I don't even know, like 8 or 9 months or something.
And she's not trying to sue the previous doctor?
I don't know. Maybe she might be trying to sue both of them. I have no idea. But they're trying to blame it on the hormone therapy, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, when
not-
you do hormone therapy and you give a woman estrogen, there is a chance it will increase the chances of breast cancer. That's absolutely a fact.
Which is why I'm saying you need to. It is
not in
the
2
doctor.
months.
No, a doctor does have a responsibility to get that history and to make sure that screening is done. So I don't think necessarily it would have happened that quickly, but there is some responsibility there to at least document that someone should be having that done.
Right, but she wasn't even due for her annual exam yet. She came in and did like the meet the doc thing, and she had done an annual exam with the previous doctor. So she wasn't even due for her annual exam yet for her insurance. It has to be after that date, or 98% of the insurance is not going to pay.
But if you're screening someone for hormones, you should be asking, have you had this done recently? When's the
That
last
I
time
agree
you
with.
did it?
Yes.
So there
I
is
agree.
some responsibility, and I don't think that it's correct to blame it on this doctor, but there is, like, it's not the patient's fault if the doctor does not screen for certain things in your history. Like,
but you know,
that's why we ask those questions.
Right. But on the flip side of that, we have plenty of patients that refuse to go get breast screenings because they have dense breasts and they know it's going to hurt. They won't go.
But that's the difference. There's a difference with documenting that you told somebody.
Right.
And that they refused versus not asking. And then it's on the doctor because it wasn't asked. Because it's not the patient's responsibility to dictate what needs to be asked and what needs to be done.
That's absolutely, you're absolutely correct. But also every patient should advocate for themselves because there's not always going to be a doctor that's going to do their job right and advocate for you. So you have to advocate for yourself
but there's
at the same time.
But that's not a reason to relieve the doctor of culpability.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's both sides.
It is. But at the end of the day, who needs to take... Like, if we're talking documentation, everything.
Well, that's what she told me she was going to do, is she's going to dig through all of her notes with her.
Yeah, because who's going to be the most responsible if a history is not asked and something is missed? The patient's not going to know what information is important. The doctor is the one that should have that expertise and the knowledge. So while I hate that there is that responsibility there, the buck stops with the doctor, and that is why it's so hard to be a doctor, because the buck stops with you even when it sucks. But the fact is that the buck stops with you.
I just hope that if she asked her, that she documented it. That's all. And she's
absolutely.
really thorough. Like, she's my doctor. I watched her do notes on me. And this woman's like typing like, I don't know, 100 words a minute or some shit. And she's like, really? Go to this other part, click on that. Oh, really? Mm-hmm. And what about this? And she's just, and I'm looking, and she's like pretty much typing exactly what I'm saying. Like no bullshit, So she is really thorough, and she's so thorough and cares about her patients so much that if something happens to one of them that nothing even could be foreseen. There's no way you could have known. All the screenings were done. It got missed, whatever. She will still blame herself. She gets very upset about that.
And I get that.
So she's upset that one of her patients has breast cancer. And then she's upset. Not only does she feel bad for the patient, but now the patient's trying to sue her. Like, that shit. And then she's got, look at this, man. There used to be somebody working at her office, and she did some bunch of crooked fucking shit. And she's trying to get unemployment. And then I just found out that she's already working somewhere else. So she must be working under the table. But anyway, so in the midst of all this, and her dealing with all her family shit, and her mother-in-law lives with them, and she's got dementia and all this stuff, she's also dealing with this fucking shit, trying to appeal this thing. So, because that's their unemployment insurance has to pay for it. For someone who ripped them off and walked out the door and wiped her computer out. Like, wiped it and walked out the door when they fired her. She did it in under 2 minutes. She knew exactly what she was doing.
Dang.
Yeah, like wiped all the patient information out of that computer and everything. So that was a bastard.
That
but anyway,
sounds like she was being prepared to cover something up.
Oh, she absolutely was, honey. They found out that one of their credit cards that they only use for like office supplies, medical, or through Amazon. Like, there's 3 certain places they order from every single time, and it was used at Walmart for like $500-$600. There's only one person that had access to it, so they're still working on that too. They have a police investigation going on it.
Ben.
Yeah.
Question.
The hell are you doing, Spackle?
How often do you think a trans woman should
I'm playing 2 Point Hospital because you're talking about medical stuff.
Touche.
Be tested? Their blood levels should be checked for anybody on hormone therapy. How often?
I think the standard is every 3 months, but I don't know. I'm not an expert on that, but I think the standard is every 3 months.
Are you an advocate of WPATH standards?
I think WPATH is outdated.
What is it?
WPATH, they're like the standards for how to treat trans people, especially with regard to
Oh.
surgeries. I think
Oh.
WPATH it's probably made by cis people who don't understand how trans
Yeah,
people work.
and WPATH is also well known for not doing its own research.
Yeah, it's very biased against trans people.
They just parrot whatever they read.
Maya. Spackle is playing a hospital
Oh, hey, Maya.
building idol kind of game or something. Some kind of hospital game. I've actually played one that looked kind of like that. It was pretty fun.
I've seen people
Wasn't
playing
too
it.
bad.
It's kind of like playing The Sims, but you're setting up a hospital.
Right. You got to like hire people and blah, blah,
Mhm.
blah, blah. Right.
And you got to be sure to install like an elevator way in the back of one of the wings so that people can go in there and like stop the elevator and fuck like bunnies.
Oh, is that like Grey's Anatomy? You have a little. You gotta take a nap, guys, because we overwork our doctors and nurses, and they sleep in the office. And go take
Maya's
a nap.
playing The
Oh,
Sims
look,
right
they're walking
now.
out together.
Yep, staff
You
on.
gotta go to the on-call room and fuck all the nurses.
See, I was on
It's my
site.
goal, Ben. I just need you to get
We
me in
had
the
a
door,
quiet
buddy,
room.
with that card.
Nobody could hear anything.
I love The Sims. I stream The Sims whenever I'm not on a rotation that's kicking my butt.
I hate it. You know what I hate is I want to be. Next time you do that and you're like, oh gee, I feel like playing Sims for 3 or 4 hours. I want to just be in the background so I can talk to you instead of typing shit in the chat.
That's fine. Yeah, we can
Yeah.
do it.
All right, cool. Titan, yes, we know about your poker tournaments. TU. Yeah.
No, the
we know
next
all
Twitch
about 'em.
stream I'm gonna do is gonna be another medical stream, so I can get you on to. I got a little whiteboard. I'm really excited about it. For when we do medical cases on stream, we can
Oh,
write down
nice,
everyone's
dude. Yeah.
differentials on it. It's gonna be great.
That's great. Fuck yeah.
I would love to do like maybe for the next Beers and Bros if I'm free. If we actually have a Beers and I'll probably be free this Friday for Beers and Bros. But
Okay.
do like a trivia night or something.
Oh my goodness.
It'd be fun.
Got all kinds of people in the chat. Freaking
Who's out
Oz
there?
is
Who's
here.
out there?
Is that Oz or Oz? I don't know. Who is that again? I don't remember. Is it Oz? Is that
But we
Ozone?
should do a
Is somebody
trivia night
different
for Beers and
person?
Bros.
Oh yeah, that would be fun. We could
Trivia
do
night.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Get the audience to play.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Do we have people that came into the chat or trolls?
No, not trolls. I was just asking who it was.
Well, I mean, we got Titan and Maya, so trolls. Just kidding.
well, Titan's the only troll here, but he's a fun troll.
Well,
I like that.
yeah,
Just kidding. We love you all.
the good kind of troll.
It's true. I thought it was Oz. Okay. Hi, Oz. How you doing, buddy? Aw, thanks, Maya. Appreciate it. We're the happening place, I guess. The topic, we've been like bouncing around medical, trans stuff, issues with doctors, the fact that they don't set up the plan of care for trans people. It's outdated, and that was the most recent topic.
Mhm.
That it's outdated and old shit and needs to be updated.
Ben, what kind of specific training do physicians get these days for regarding trans people? How do they structure that? How do they teach whatever they teach?
I will get back to you on that question because it's actually my research project that I'm working on publishing.
Okay.
So I'll get back to you on that when we have actual data on it because we're going to get actual data.
Okay,
Yeah.
but I want to know.
Nice.
Right
But
I will
I
let you
want to
know.
know right. No, we don't want to wait for science. We don't want to know right now. Oh, Dave. Trolling. Keep that text chat scrolling. YouTube.
Hey, I found a use for old pill bottles. I pay my my landlord my rent in cash, and the bills.
You put it in the pill bottle.
Put in the pill
They
bottle.
fit perfectly.
There you go. That works. I was gonna say you can put roaches in them. You can stash your stuff in there. You can do all kinds of stuff with pill bottles.
So what Jenny means is she has drug money.
Mhm.
But, hey, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be moving. I met somebody this last week with who lives in one of the apartment buildings east of here in town. That's for elderly people, which is in this case anybody over 50. And there's some subsidies with people with my income level and stuff, so it should be more economical by maybe $30-40 a month through there. It's a much newer, just 100-year newer building. And it's all carpeted and air conditioning and heat, and you don't pay for any of that. There's actual laundry in the building, two laundries in the building.
Good.
Well, not paying for heat in the winter will be a substantial savings.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I just got to get on the list and wait for them to open up.
How is that comparable to the rent you pay now? Is that?
I'm not sure exactly how they figure the rent that you pay there. It's a percentage of your income. I believe it's 28%. So if somebody wants to do the math, 28% of 1,300.
I don't want to. I suck at doing anything. No, I'm good.
There's somebody smart out in the chat that can whip that out.
You have to multiply it by 0.38 or whatever number you said.
28.
28.
20%. And right now here in this apartment,
Divided.
It was just raised. When did he raise it? In May. It went up to $465 a month. And that's still way under what a lot of people are paying for an apartment, but
without a real calculation, just a rough estimate, that should come to like 430 something.
Look, I got 420.
This is a really crappy apartment. The bathroom is abysmal.
Oh, nobody.
It's just a horrible mess. It's kind of disgusting. And so it would be nice to move into something modern that actually has a tub and a shower, not just the shower that's too small to fit anybody.
Oh, I hate those showers where you're like this, and you can turn off the water so you can wash yourself.
The toilet is in this slot in the bathroom, and honest to God, there's no more than about 4 inches between the edge of the bowl and the wall on both sides.
Yeah,
that's illegal.
Oh, it doesn't matter. It's what it is.
Well,
the building might be grandfathered in, so it might not.
Right, that's the thing. Is what were the building codes at the time it was built?
See, I caught right up with you there.
The fucking toilet is one of the early 1.6 flushers, 1.6 gallon flushers, and it is very poorly designed, like they all were in the first generation of those, and it clogs almost every time you shit. And it's just annoying as fuck.
Yeah, I've got one of those older ones, and fortunately it doesn't tend to clog up. It just doesn't necessarily clear everything out.
Yeah, that too. So I'm really kind of sick of this place, and it'd be nice to get into something more modern. And this person I met lives in that building, and she's real nice. 2 years older than me. And she's already invited me to come on up and let's smoke some dope and watch movies. So, I guess it's time to move into some old person place. And they got garages. I could even get a garage for my car if I ever get a car again.
I'm wrong, Jenny. I did 1,500. Marie said 364. So basically, you'd be paying $1 a day to live there.
What? I'm sorry.
I mean, not $1 a day. Did I say $1 a day? No, that's not what I meant. But 364 is 28% of 1,300. I did 1,500 by accident. I thought you said 1,500.
Really? Wow, that's cheap.
It is cheap. 364 a month, yeah. That's less than I pay to park my tiny home. And I get everything with that.
I guess I am going to do this because I just
pretty
can't
good
afford
deal.
to live here anymore. I'm tired.
How
of
much is the rent there?
I'm tired of running out of money at the end of the month. You know, I have to go a fucking week without groceries or anything.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, Jenny. You shouldn't have to do
I'm
that.
tired of it. So if I have to
Nobody should have to do that. My
And-
Unsweet has a
carpeted. I won't have to wear shoes all the time anymore. Because the floor is so cold.
Oh, Tony.
That's actually the biggest shortcoming in this apartment is only have a shower stall. I don't have a tub to soak in.
Is it like one of those small square showers, like a 3 foot by 3 foot, or?
No, it's a bit bigger than that. It's the entire width of the room, so it's more like 3 foot by 5 foot shower.
Oh, that's not too bad to live with.
No, that's not bad.
Yeah, no, it's big enough to at least be able to turn around and what I need to in there.
Yeah, no, Jenny's talking about one of those ones that has a small pan. I think they're 32.
Oh yeah,
or
I know what
28,
you mean.
32. Yeah, those are ridiculously small.
Well, maybe it's not bigger than that. It's really tiny. I can.
Yeah, there are some that are literally less than 3 feet square.
Yeah, and it's scary as fuck. It is so slippery. I've never been on a surface that is that slippery.
Randy said, "I don't blame you, Jenny. You deserve better."
Yep. Well, and it'll be nice if you have a friend right there in the building, somebody close by.
Yeah, I just met this person. She's the mother-in-law of somebody else I know.
Oh, cool.
She gave me a ride to the doctor's office yesterday.
Oh, that was nice.
Cool.
And she refused to let me pay for gas.
That was very nice.
And she says, and anytime you need a ride, just call me. And then
That's awesome.
took my phone and put her number in it. So
Oh, that's
yeah,
awesome.
it's pretty
Good.
amazing.
Good.
And she's
Sometimes you meet
not
people in
kidding.
life right when you're meant to. And that does happen sometimes.
Yeah,
I know I've met a lot of kids in my life that were in bad spots, and I didn't realize it for years, and it dawned on me about 5 years ago, that everywhere I lived, there was these young kids, like between the ages of like 17 and 27, that were coming to me that were distraught and had miserable lives and needed somebody just to give them a ride to get some groceries and shit. And, I'd let them like one guy just because it was, I think it was an issue with him for not paying for any of it because we worked together. So I would just pick him up on my way to work, and I'd go out of my way a lot, but it was fine. I mean, it was only like, a 10-minute thing out of my way, not that far. And we worked together, and I would take him back and forth to work, and he'd say, "Hey, do you mind if we stop at the grocery store? I don't have any food." And I was like, "Yeah, dude, totally." So I'd sit there and wait, or sometimes I'd go in shopping with him, and and then I'd take him home, or I'd take him somewhere extra if he needed me to. And I took a couple bucks off of him here and there, but I didn't let him give me a lot of money because, I was like, I don't need it. I'm fine, and he was trying to save up and get his shit straight. So, but I just that's what I end up doing. I just bump into people like that. And I haven't bumped into one around here yet, but I'm sure it's bound to happen eventually.
Well, it would be nice to save enough money so that I could actually buy like real vegetables instead of the crap that's in cans all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, or at least frozen. Frozen are okay. I can live with that.
Well, you live in Minnesota, so between November and February, regardless of if they were fresh, they're frozen by the time you get them home.
Yeah,
You got to put them in one of those cool bags to keep it warm.
I'm really just being without a car right now because it's harvest time. and all the farmers markets from around the county are opening up, starting, you know, like on Saturday or on Wednesdays or on Fridays, and I can't get to any of them. And it's like, God damn it.
Yeah.
Well, the things you're looking up then, at least. Save you
Yeah,
some
I
money.
mean,
You can
I have no
you won't
idea.
have to starve and be without cigarettes for a week every month.
Basically,
So-
I'm looking for somebody to die.
You don't know. Sometimes people move out.
Yeah, I suppose.
Well, I hate to be morbid, but yeah, with the COVID, we've had a much higher turnover in this building.
Oh, I know. It's
I'm proud of it. It's
You
good.
know, and it's like, yeah, they've never said that was the cause, but anyway, let's get on to something better.
Yeah, why don't we?
So, Ben,
Not-
you got another question?
I'm not
Yeah,
dead
Ben.
yet. I'm just saying, I'm not dead yet.
I'm not dead yet.
I'm not dead yet.
I've been making a D&D
Oh,
map
you're
while we were
almost
talking.
dead. Shut up.
So I've never played D&D. Do I lose my nerd card?
Yeah.
No,
I haven't
never
played
have.
since I was a kid, and I actually just made up a character a couple days ago. So if I can get in on any games, I'm ready.
I haven't
Okay.
played in a long time, but I used to run campaigns under the Tunnels and Trolls system. It was a much more simplified system. I gave up on D&D when the rulebook started to look like a set of encyclopedias.
I've never played ever.
Okay, we
I don't
ready
kn-
for a question?
Yeah, go, bro.
I'm gonna kick open the door. Wait, what?
Yes. Okay, here's the question. Would you rather pee every time you stand up or poop every time you sit down?
Is it bad that I've had both of these things happen to me?
Well,
But this is every single time.
I'll wait my
Okay,
turn, but
every
I'll get my
single
answer.
So I'd just be like all day long at work. Can I get a lift desk? I would rather stand.
Yeah,
So I'll have to sit
pee
down
is
and stand
easier
back
to
up
keep
again.
Contained.
Yeah.
Or shit every time you sit down.
You know, shit
So-
is just a lot messier to clean up.
Yeah, I feel like you could like put some kind of device and maybe a bag on your leg and like cath yourself,
Well, you have to
catch
get one
the
of those-
pee, but it's much harder to deal with shit.
You'd have to get
Yeah,
one of
I
those
agree.
Homer Simpson chairs.
Well,
I think
you
I'd
know,
rather deal with the pee.
yeah,
sure.
even if you have to like wear those adult diapers, it's still easier to deal with the pee.
Yeah.
Well, I'll choose the pee because that's already what I do.
Shit, he's like, I pee every time I stand up and sneeze anyways. Fuck
I
it.
do.
Look, all I know is when my gallbladder was going out, I was in trouble constantly. And I was like making a mad dash.
Oh, you guys are too much.
Brutal honesty, what we're going for.
Right? I mean, we've been like that this whole stream. Why change now?
Pads are life.
Pads are life. Okay, so I'm going to pick the pee because it's easier to deal with, Ben.
Okay.
I agree.
I think everybody went with the pee.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
Everybody's
so.
up. Everybody's good with pee? All right.
I'll haul
we can move
around a
on.
bag, like or a jug or something, a pee.
Jugs are great to pee in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I wouldn't know I require a funnel.
Yeah, that's awful.
Well, it's not like I don't right now, but
a little bottle hole like that. That would
but
be
I do have to say that my landlord texted my friend's landlords texted me and said you have mail, so I'm hoping that is what I want it to be.
You have mail.
You have mail.
Well, I want more would you rather questions. I'm all prepared now.
I know. I'm waiting for Ben. Man.
Okay.
Go, dude.
I'm making a D&D map.
Oh, are you? You're a multitasking bastard, aren't you?
Yeah, because I kept forgetting. I'm doing a one shot for Jonathan's birthday.
Happy birthday, whoever you are, Jonathan.
Jonathan, who's on stream a lot. That Jonathan. But I'm doing one. It's basically D&D, but like where they get locked in an IKEA after hours.
What?
It's gonna be
What
great.
the fuck?
Where's
Is that
the
like
Allen
lesbian
wrench?
D
I don't
and D
have the
or
Allen wrench.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be
And they got
great.
some
lesbians love IKEA?
Mm-hmm.
I resemble that remark.
Why can't you do like a Home Depot or a Menards, man?
Because IKEA is just funny like that.
I like it
because there's so
I'm
much.
just saying.
There's much better weapons and stuff in a Home Depot or a Menards than
IKEA's easier to make a dungeon
to
because
hit
you can
somebody
only
with
go
like
one
a leg of
direction.
a cable or right.
Yeah,
I'm
IKEA is
gonna
basically a dungeon because you get lost in there.
I'm gonna use a cheese grater as my weapon.
If
You laugh now.
you spent all night-
Watch out, motherfucker.
Okay,
spent all
here we go.
night-
This is a question. This is a
Wait.
more serious question
Okay.
Okay, go.
because this is kind of relevant for everyday life. Would you rather be a genius that nobody believes or an idiot that everybody believes?
Are you a dangerous idiot?
Yeah, I'd rather be, well, if you're an idiot that people believe, that is automatically dangerous because then you are automatically spreading disinformation. So, no,
Mhm.
I have to do it.
I'd rather nobody ever
Save
heard me.
big money at Menards.
Oh my god, that commercial was something that when I was a kid, those commercials were on, and it was so catchy. Anyway, okay.
Fucking Menards the best shit.
I'm just down the highway from Menard's hometown.
That's what I used to scream out in raids when we'd go play WoW and we're all lined up. I'd be like, "For Narnia!" And
Look,
Austin!"
And you
Ben,
should-
when I come to visit you, you and I are doing that in a department store. We're going to fucking do that.
and
Okay,
you should
let's
know that
Jump
the
out
guy
and
who
say
owns-
Narnia.
Yeah, like the Menards jingle, anybody who grew up in the Chicago area in the 70s knows the Empire Carpet phone number to this day.
Jenny.
What, Jenny?
Jenny, I'm waving. You can't see it.
Y'all should know that the guy who owns Menards is pretty much an anti-environmentalist.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
What an asshole.
All big companies are. They don't.
Yeah.
Everyone's an asshole.
They
He
don't
likes
give
to-
a shit.
He likes to build his stores on swampland and doesn't care a squat about wetlands. It's just,
Well, I mean, it's just full of pythons now, anyway.
and Wisconsin, well, not in Wisconsin.
I'm kidding.
The Republican legislator and governor just gave him anything he wanted, and it was just disgusting.
Yeah, unfortunately, the only other choice I have is Home Depot, who is in every way in the same category with Hobby Lobby.
Yeah,
Oh God.
Yep, we have a Home Depot and a Lowe's here and an Ace Hardware. And
Oh,
I'll
wait.
go into Ace Hardware just because it's easier to find shit half the time. And I'll pay that extra 20 cents or whatever. And sometimes you can find shit there cheaper too.
I went into Hobby Lobby to pick up something, and the music in there reminded me, like I was in like Homer Simpson's neighbor's house. You know, that guy that's like super Jesus-y. Like it was so saccharine and so
Yeah.
extreme. I was like, this is worse than a Bible bookstore, which is amazing.
Junie, don't you start with those fucking commercials.
Well,
I do not need to be thinking about that shit tonight as I try to go to sleep.
okay, and I really wasn't aware of the environmental problems, but the family that owns Menards, at least they believe in treating the employees decently.
They do pay their employees well. They do.
I'm unaware of that.
As far as I know.
I've had a couple of friends who've worked at Menards, and not just the pay, but just as far as, being flexible with their school schedules and things like that.
And I'm going to tell you, the people that work at Menards actually know where things are versus Home Depot where no one knows what you're looking for.
I just want to point out that we don't have a Menards.
I'm sad for you. We don't either here. And I was sad when I left Ohio and didn't have a
it-
Menards anymore.
Is it like a home repair shop or is it clothing? What is it?
It's like Home Depot, but it's not corporate. It's actually owned by a family.
And it sells other interesting things like food.
Yeah, so they have
Mm.
a big pet and food section.
Oh,
And it's not like you can't get like good food, but you can get snack food and they have some freezer stuff, milk and eggs.
They have breakfast cereals and lunch meats and
Well,
and
yeah, I'm just saying
Yeah.
that they don't have a produce section or like
Yeah,
a
it's all
deli or
prepackaged
there's
stuff.
no like big meat department. But
Yeah.
if you want all the other stuff in between, then you can get, and they have really good prices there.
Grab
And they
run.
give you like these rebates. They have all these different rebates every month. There's like 30 of them. And all you have to do is go grab one of every rebate and see if it applies to what you're shopping for.
Yep.
And you send it in, you get your money back in like 8 fucking days. And it's
Yeah,
always
there's
like
been a lot of
they've never
stuff.
missed a rebate with me.
Yeah, there's been a lot of stuff. I've gotten like a lot of free tools and materials there.
Yeah. And their clearance sections make me drool.
one thing.
And
that
they
really-
also have this other cool thing they do at Menards. So the wood section, you know how you go into like Home Depot and there's all this wood run down these long aisles, and you have to like walk all the way down the aisle and find. They don't have it like that there. They have from 2 foot up to 6 foot sections upstairs. You walk up a set of stairs and there's like boxes in the wall, and you pull whatever you want out. So every set of boards only takes up like this much space on average,
it figures that
We
you
have-
instead of those huge
Tighter.
spaces. And then down the stairs, underneath the stairs are the long pieces that are anything above 6 foot.
We have
It-
Home
I love it.
Depot,
I love it.
Lowe's, and Ace Hardware. Those are the ones we have.
Yeah, same thing here.
Oh,
That's what we're
Dixie
stuck
Line.
with.
We have Dixie Line too. I forgot.
We don't have
But-
Dixie line.
But Dixie Line focuses on lumber specifically.
Yeah, Menards
We have a
is
couple.
only-
Go ahead, Purple.
Menards is only in like about a dozen states in the Midwest.
the home location for Ace Hardware is here too.
Yes, there's usually like a hot dog or sausage or barbecue guy in front of Home Depot because they're sucking every coin they can out of their workers. But on the flip side, it's usually good food. I've never had like even a stomach ache or gas from anything I got outside of the Home Depot.
It used to be, at least for some time, Home Depot used to pay their workers a fairly good living wage. Like they weren't minimum wage constantly. And then one day they flipped and they were just like, fuck you, you all get minimum wage. And the attitude of the employees, the caliber of employees is completely flipped. It is not the same place that it was like way back in the 90s even.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that was Home Depot's strategy for getting established. That they came in and they tried to seem really good until they crushed all the local lumber yards, and then they were like, "Okay, we don't have any real competition, so fuck you."
So now we're
Yeah.
basically the Walmart of
Yeah, and
tools.
that had been their strategy from the very beginning to do that.
The Lowe's workers are a little more happier. They don't make like great money either, but they're a little bit better paid. And then Ace is actually okay. Ace does a lot of training. They actually pay. I mean, it's not stellar, but it's better than Home Depot.
Yeah.
And some of their pricing is great. I bought this air conditioner I have was like $235 at Ace Hardware. Ace Hardware. You know,
Yeah,
it's
I
Ace
found some really good deals on tools and stuff there too.
Yep.
And hanging in there just fine.
Oh, Harbor Freight is the other one too. If like you're really.
Oh
on a
yeah,
budget.
that's right. We do have a Harbor Freight here. Harbor Freight, I fucking love Harbor Freight.
Be real careful with
If
Harbor
if
Freight.
you're careful with what you buy and don't get the cheapest stuff they have there, but the top of the line stuff they have there, which equals medium to good at most hardware stores, you know, and but their prices are so much cheaper. Like you'll get a $20 item for like $8 or $9 or something. It's ridiculous. And they do sales, and if you sign up online, they send you a book full of fucking coupons every month with every single sale in the store, and they're great. And by the way, with Harbor Freight, you can order up to like 100 pounds or something like that, and it's one flat shipping fee. It's $6.99.
Yep.
That's it. You pay it once for one thing, and all of it's $6.99. It's just one price for shipping. Doesn't matter how much you buy. So yeah, they're pretty cool. We do have a Harbor Freight here. I forgot
Pretty
about
much
that.
anything they can pull off the truck without a forklift.
Oh, we have a Tractor Supply here too.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, we
no,
have
I
Tractor
mean
Supply,
for the
but
flat
that's
rate
like in
shipping.
the more rural areas for us.
But that's more like, yeah, it's more like a feed supply store kind of thing.
Yep.
You can get your ivermectin there.
You can
Not
also
now,
get like,
but you could have.
you can get chickens there.
Yeah, you can. And, yeah, in the season, they will have a big pen full of fucking chickens in the middle of the floor. And when that bird flu hit, I worked at a chicken farm, and if I was exposed to or around any kind of fowl-like animals, then they would have had to like suspend me for 3 days.
Oh wow.
So I walked into fucking Harbor Freight in Ohio, and I went, nope, and I turned around and walked back out. And I went down to the feed supply, Tractor Supply rather, yeah. And then I went down to the feed supply store down the road, and I walked in, and they had fucking ducklings. And I turned around, and walked out, and I said, I ain't getting shit from this store. Like, I'd have to go into town. I'm not doing it today. So yeah, I just had to stay out of those stores. And I literally like went to my boss and said, hey, I walked into one of these stores and I saw blah, blah, blah in these 2 stores. And he told all the guys, nobody's allowed to go shopping in those stores right now. Tough shit. Just don't go in there. Anybody that's selling anything. Because if we would have like got it on our shoes, and we had to like sanitize our shoes and sanitize our trucks several times a day and all this crazy shit. And if we would have so much got poop or anything on our shoe and carried it back to that farm, we had someone bring it into one of the farms and they lost 275,000 chickens.
Wow.
The bird flu just ran rampant through the whole barn.
Oh.
We're having comments in the side chat about the popping sounds.
Oh,
Not sure who that's coming from.
thank you, Jenny.
It's Jenny, but I don't know. It sounds like it's like a loose wire connection, maybe. So that's what I think of.
Well, she's stuck on a phone and her headphones aren't working right now.
Okay.
So that's the problem. Thank you, Jenny, for doing that. I appreciate it. IQ's here. Who's got the 4th lick of the Tootsie Roll? Oh, I meant to say before, while we're talking
know what
about
that meant.
advertisements and all this shit, where did it go, Ox? Oh, God, I have to say it. Oh, I'll just say it. Ace is a place with the helpful hardware, man. Doom.
Oh, one thing about Ace that they don't advertise is that they are franchises that are independently owned. So most Ace Hardwares, if if there's a tool like on sale and it's in like the Home Depot or the Lowe's flyer, they'll match the price on it.
It's true that some jingles
my
really
God.
stick in your head. Like I know O'Reilly's Auto Parts. And I'm like, why is
Read it
that running in
close,
my head?
folks.
Tide.
Tide Hygienic Clean, now with ivermectin. Power Pods.
No.
God. Here's
For the
jingle for you.
millennial.
Brush up with the new iPad.
Wait, I know that song. We'll sing it again. What?
Brush up with the new iPad.
I don't know that one.
Like that's
Why did I just lean forward to hear you when I have headphones on? Don't you hate it when you do that?
it's a toothpaste commercial, right?
That's an old one, but if you have seen the film Grease, you will have heard that.
Yeah, I don't recognize that one.
Actually, now, Ox, the Ace Hardware song says Ace is a place with the helpful hardware folks.
That's
They
it.
changed it a couple years ago.
Yep.
About damn time they did, too. Only took them to like 2019, but they did it, by God.
Mm-hmm.
I
by
say the word folks a
GAWD.
lot because folks softens things. Like if you say people, like what do you mean you people? Like for some reason. So like then I'm like folks. Everybody's folks.
Well, they want to keep it more like Ace likes to keep it more hometown,
yeah.
and they do that intentionally. Now, I'm telling you, one of the reasons I like Ace Hardware. Now, the one here, the employees don't have a fucking clue what they're doing. I don't know why, but every other Ace Hardware I've been to in my entire fucking life, you walk in the door and there's always some old man who used to be like a farmer and knows how to do everything. And you go, dude, I got this plumbing to fix. PVC or PEX? Like they know.
Ace is the place with the helpful Transmask NB.
Right? Yeah, exactly. But they know what they're doing, and there's these old dudes, and they're just like working there part-time because they're retired and they need to supplement their income, and they want to talk to people, and that's how it is like in Ohio and all these different Pennsylvania, all these different places I lived. They were all like that.
I don't know
Except
if
for
anyone-
here, they're like, they'll say, hey, do you have this? And instead of going and looking for it or trying to locate it, they'll go, nope, we don't carry it. And then you go look around, then you find it. Oh, I thought you didn't carry it. Oh. And they just walk away. They just don't even want to help you. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Now I have to go meow 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 meow
Meow, meow, meow,
meow 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 meow.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
I know that one too, asshole.
Ox put it in there, and I'm like, oh yeah.
I'm gonna change your name to Holy Shit in a minute. No, I'm
Ox
kidding.
did it. Ox
You're-
made me.
No, you guys are funny. Consumer Reports claim that Ace Hardware is the best place to get toasters, vacuums, etc. Everyone else has the cheap versions. Ox, Ace is the place with the helpful hardware. Insert gender spec here. Is that better?
Well, to be fair to
That would
Ace,
make an awkward commercial. Yes, Purple.
to be fair to Ace, it took until the 24th century for Starfleet to get gender neutral.
It's true. It's true. And by the way, most places aren't. So the fact that they tried that at all, I compliment them.
Would a city full of cats be a municipality?
A meow.
Maybe. Thanks
Was
for
just a
coming
random
back,
thought I
Marie.
had
Nice to
earlier
see
today.
you again.
Repeat that.
Well, we all have random thoughts. Yours are just a little bit more bizarre, usually Purple, but we love that about you. So it's okay. Absolutely okay.
Oh,
Whew.
Riley.
Well, I've also lived. I was pretty much
O'Reilly's.
raised by cats, so
Can't go that high.
the people in my house
Hello,
pretty much
Chris.
ignored me.
Auto parts. Ow! Dave said the meow municipality. Ha ha ha. Cough for ball.
Well, Sammyson doesn't pronounce the O, so it's just Mew.
It's just you.
Yep.
My cat's
Oh,
more like a
JR.
little tiny shrieks. Like she's like, "Mee," but it's loud. Like, "Mee." I'm like, Jesus, what?
Also, JR, I'm glad that you like my videos. I'm glad they're helping.
Aw, that's nice, JR. Awesome. Yeah,
I am
Ben's
probably gonna-
great. Ben's great.
I am
And
probably
if
gonna
any
have
of you
to go
guys
here
over
soon.
there aren't subscribed to him, you're stupid. Because he's got some really good content. His funnier
Oh,
shit's on Twitch, and his more serious medical stuff is on YouTube.
Hmm.
All Student Dr. Ben.
I probably do need to go though because I am exhausted and I gotta get up at 4 tomorrow. So
Do it, dude.
I'm probably gonna go take a nap. Well, a long nap.
along now. Get out of here. Go get some rest.
All right,
Appreciate
bye
you.
everyone.
All right. Bye
Good
bye.
night.
Adios.
Peace.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Daprojnie.
Good nachos? What?
Easy for you to say, Diana.
I found an article which looks kind of interesting here. This is from KTSM.com. A headline reads, Ivermectin causes sterilization in 85% of men, study finds.
Thank
Good.
goodness.
I
Yeah,
don't
I
want
would like
those
to see that
dumbasses
promoted.
producing any more like them. I'm okay with it.
It
That's a work
seems
grind
that-
guy.
That's one
It's
way to bring our Republican Party to an end.
It seems that researchers at 3 universities in Nigeria studied the effects of ivermectin, which is used to treat river blindness.
Wow.
And then according to their study, 85% of the men who were treated became sterile. So I don't know. Maybe that'll get these idiots off the ivermectin. Probably not.
Wait
Well-
wait for it. Wait for it. Hold on, everybody. Pause. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back.
Chili's, baby back
Chili's, baby back ribs.
Barbecue
There's Tibeleki.
Applebee's are better.
Yes, I was just about to bring that up, Tony. Thank you for saying that. I'm sorry, Titan, other guy. COVID also affects fertility, and they are starting to see that. And the funny thing to me is about this is the only reason I think it's funny at all, is because my brother said to me, when we first found out about it, him and I saw each other like that next week, and we were sitting there talking about it, and he said, it would be strange to me if this pandemic that's coming on, this virus that's going around, because we didn't call it a pandemic yet. He said it would be interesting to me if it caused issues with fertility. And I said, why? And he said, because that would feed right into how I read the Bible. So then here we are. And then a year later, they're like, oh, it's messed with some infertility. And I said, hey, bro, guess what? And I told him, he goes, damn. He just shook his head and said, damn. I'm like, right. Yeah.
Well,
It's pretty crazy.
interesting
It's
statistic.
a little crazy
that
that he's predicting shit right now and more than you guys know. But anyways, go ahead, Perk.
an interesting statistic that Ron DeSantis should pay attention to is the number of people who have died of COVID in Florida exceeds the margin that he won the election by.
Ha! That's
Oh,
right.
wow.
I did hear that.
So has he
Right.
killed off enough of his own voters that he can't get reelected?
You know what?
That would be.
The Republican
that
Party
would
would
be a
never
victory
let
in
him run
Congress.
again. And he would not get in by any other means. He would have to run Republican. And I think if the Republican Party did it at all, it would be the stupidest move of their entire
Okay.
fucking legacy,
Quite
history,
the opposite.
present, future.
There is a faction of the Republican Party who are trying to do damage control. They're trying to prop him up because they see him as being a presidential candidate in 2024.
There's no way, dude.
Now that's creepy.
This is my prediction. I think that 2024 is going to come. Biden's going to win. And then he's going to get sick afterwards. And Harris is going to be the first female president. That's what I think is going to happen.
Well, I'm just worried about,
'Cause-
next year.
Yeah.
Well,
If
if-
the Democrats can't show that they've accomplished something, the Republicans will take back both houses of Congress.
yeah, my prediction is that no matter what happens, we're all fucked. I mean, seriously, I'm not even being cynical.
No, you're not.
It's just
I know.
done. Yeah.
I thought Biden was a terrible choice. I stand by that. I think he was a horrible choice.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Biden
that's
was
why-
like 10th on the list of the Democratic candidates that they should have run.
That's why he was run, because he
What?
was the worst choice. He was
Yeah.
the
Biden,
worst choice for the country, the best choice for the
Come
for the folks who were running the show, basically.
Biden is a 10,000% improvement over what we had, no matter how bad he is.
A dead cat would be a 10,000% improvement over Donald Trump.
And tasty.
You didn't hear that.
I would vote for the dead cat.
Let's see here. Simply Secular Dave said, I think that if the GOP doesn't let him run, he will run as an independent and split the vote. They know this, and rather than lose the election, they will put Trump back in power. I agree with that. Junie says that's why some Republicans are now serious about COVID. They're realizing that their own supporters are dying off.
Well,
Fact.
especially because it disproportionately struck the elderly, which is classically one of the Republicans' strongest voting blocks.
Yeah,
Right.
Well, it's too late now. The die is cast. We're going to have a fourth surge here, and it's going to start in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
And there's going to be just massive death. It's going to be
Oh, we're already in it.
going to make the first flux absolutely look like child's play.
We're
That's already starting in the U.S. It just hasn't
Yeah.
spread everywhere yet, but it's going quickly.
But I mean, like, it doesn't even just end with Trump. Like, I would love to unseat Pelosi, and I'd love to unseat Mitch, both, especially Mitch. But like both of them, like, there's a certain point where it's just a monopoly, and they just stay there till they die. And I'm just like, really, like we need eventually some other generation other than yours in there.
Yeah.
But
Thank you, JR.
the seniority system, as it is referred to, as it used to be referred to, I can remember sitting in class in 7th grade social studies, and then talking about how the need to end the seniority system. It's not going to change. Nancy Pelosi is going to be in there till she drops. Mitch McConnell is going to be in there till he drops. The die is cast. The parties have written the laws in such a fashion that they are locked in forever. And nothing's going to change.
Well, not forever. Eventually,
Party
this
candidate will
country's gonna
never-
break up, just like Rome.
A third party candidate will never win a presidential election in this country. It is designed to prevent that from happening.
Absolutely is.
That
Yeah.
I agree with for sure. Yeah.
So what you're faced with then is to have one party that it was at least workable so that the people aren't absolutely excoriated, that they're only hurt. And that's the Democratic Party. The Republicans want to burn everything and everyone.
That's hilarious. That's a good point, Junie. So how about we discuss what it's going to do for jobs and how much it'll open up the job markets if a lot of, and I'm not trying to be mean, I'm not wishing death on anybody. I'm just saying because COVID has had so many deaths and this is going to continue for a while, what's that going to do? That's going to open up a lot of jobs to a lot of people.
Well, look at the historicity of it. After the bubonic plague of the 14th century, it was a workers' market. The job market was really opened up for workers because there weren't enough of them, and basically the same thing is happening here and now. So yeah, I guess we just have to sit tight and wait for the whole thing to kill everybody off. Really,
I tell you what, Diane, I had from 1989 until 1994, I had somewhere around like 50 some odd jobs because I could quit a job and literally walk out the door and just go down and start walking down some more doors down and go, this place, okay, I'll work at Subway. Okay, I'll work at this grocery store in the deli department. Okay, I'll work at this other grocery store doing donuts. I could walk in anywhere and fucking get a job. And I'm not exaggerating with you. There was one year I had like 20 different jobs. Because I walked in and I'd work there for a week or so and then they'd be like, they'd be assholes and I go, fuck this shit. And I just walk out.
I was gonna ask, like, how you were able to flip so soon, though. Like,
I just walked out. I literally didn't give a fuck. This was
So
right
I
after
walked
my
out.
mother died, and until I met John in 1993, until I met him at the end of '93, I just didn't give a fuck. I literally just didn't care.
so I walked
but it's
out
a
of
great
one.
strategy. Great strategy as long as you can stay healthy.
Oh yeah, no, I was fine. I was never without money. And if I was a little broke some week, I'd go over to a friend's house and they'd feed me because there was good people back then that would randomly do that. And I met people through different jobs, so I had random friends all over. I met one at Subway. I met one at Long John Silver's. I met one because I worked at Long John Silver's and she was my neighbor. I met another one because of a different Subway. I met another one because of a grocery store. I met so there's always, like, we would just all help each other out. And that's just how it was back then. So I didn't worry about it.
I did,
And I had the money from my mother dying in the bank that I didn't fucking care about and I refused to spend. And then eventually I just got to the point where I said, fuck it, and I just blew it all. Because I didn't want it. But there it was sitting there looking at me. Like guilt money. Here you go, killed your mom, here's your money. I didn't want that fucking shit. People would go out to the bar and I'd go out to the bar and bump into a bunch of people and I'd buy everybody drinks. Just didn't give a fuck. So I ended up broke and homeless.
I know what you mean with that. When somebody passes away and they leave you a sum of money, it feels fucking weird.
Oh, well, I don't know if you know Holy Spackle, but for anybody that doesn't know, I'll just bare myself right now so you can have the context of it. When I was 18, I was driving my mother's car and it was not in great repair. And I'm sure that was part of it. And I think part of it was my fault. And I wrecked the vehicle and she never left the hospital.
Oh.
So
Sorry.
hence why I have PTSD.
Well, yeah, that'll fuck with you.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just fucks with you a little bit,
But accidents happen like so much. Like it's not your fault. It happens so much.
Yeah, but that doesn't.
Yeah.
Young people have told me that.
I know.
Everybody I've ever told that story to, at least one time. See, like Jenny and Diane, they all know that story, so it's not shocking to them. But some people don't know, and every time I say it, that's what I get told. It's not your fault. Yeah, I hear you. you know, and I appreciate the sentiment every time, you know, somebody's trying to help me, but there's just, I'm probably as repaired as I'll ever be from it. There's no making it better. There's always going to be an underlying guilt forever. So
I have driving anxiety. It's attached itself to driving for some damn reason.
Interesting.
And I was in some car wrecks, but they weren't my fault. Like I was like somebody else was driving, and it could have been that. Who knows? But like whatever reason, it's one of the most inconvenient things to have anxiety attached to, because you kind of need it to, like, I don't know, go to work and shit. So like it's very inconvenient.
Yeah. So Dave said we need to stop worrying about pandemics with less than 1% mortality rates and start worrying about what happens when one hits us with a 3% or more, I'm assuming, mortality rate, which could trigger global panic.
I hate it when people do that, because mortality rate is not the only thing to worry about. The other thing to worry about is how many people get severely, severely ill upon contracting a particular disease. And I don't know the number offhand, but I know that it is significant. You know, I mean, we even have a term for it. We have long COVID.
Even more so is not the number of people who die from it, 1% or 3%, but how many people are in the hospital. And when you've got all the hospitals occupied, where does everybody else go for whatever they need? Where does that car victim go? How much blood is left in the bank? How many bandages are left? How many syringes can you get?
Amen, Jenny. You got it.
The supply is what the problem is.
Thank you, Ox.
It will trickle down, and it will absolutely seize the economy into a complete idle. Because nobody's going to go anywhere because they are afraid of getting sick or hurt or anything.
Yeah, in its own little way, I'm kind of amazed that I was admitted to hospital in June. I'm kind of amazed that there, were enough beds.
That was in the gap.
Say again, hon?
That was in the gap.
I guess.
Everybody kept thinking, "Oh, it's going to get better now. Look, we can take on that."
Yeah, there was a gap because right now, like, one of my good friends is a nurse, and she has a whole floor filled of COVID patients now. It's like the whole fucking floor, and she's like, "My whole floor is COVID now. Like, they're all high care, COVID patients, and not one of them are actually vaccinated, but all of them live their life like they were vaccinated, and now they've got people that are on, like, I don't know, they're on ventilators and shit just to live, and it's just, I don't know, and you know what it's all for? It's all for stupid rhetoric.
Yeah. You're right. So 401 said, I thought COVID had a higher mortality rate of about 2 to 5%, especially when the healthcare system is overwhelmed. And then he went on to say, I'm assuming you're a he, if I'm wrong, and correct me. 15 to 20% of people have permanent organ damage. And yes, JR, 1% is too many. I would agree with that 100%. Dave said those aren't other things to worry about. Those are things that are all encompassed in a pandemic. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, think about this too. So, like, I had COVID and I've had problems since then. But, like, I also had the run-in-the-mill upper respiratory infection that would never go away from December to, like, months. Like, I think it was through, like, way past March. It was, like, way in there. And I'm like, oh my God. And I have asthma. And you know what they said to me? They said, well, normally we treat you this way, but because of COVID, we can't. So like even like, and if you have asthma, they will treat you differently because they have only X amount of machines available for the nebulizers and things like that. They can't do it. And so, like, even these, like, other things, if I have asthma and I'm being treated differently, I'm sure somebody with, what's that, COPD or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure that they're treated differently, too.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, Jenny.
I just said that's what I've got. COPD. My doctor said, don't get sick. Do not catch COVID.
Yeah,
You won't walk out.
fuck you up.
And the thing that kills me is that, and actually someone said this to me on a stream on my panel months ago, before we knew more about COVID. But we already knew this part, and I didn't realize it because I just wasn't informed, because that's not an issue I have. But with people that have lower immune systems or issues with like chronic bronchitis or have COPD, it's really stupid to not get vaccinated. The chance of you getting sick from the vaccine is this, and the chance of you walking out of the hospital after getting COVID, of walking away from it, is this. Like, it's not a good idea. The chances of you dying is like this, is what I'm saying. The chances are way, 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 way worse of getting COVID than taking that vaccine shot.
You could talk to Exiled or Serb, somebody that was like constantly talking to me and checking in on me when I had COVID, and they will tell you that I fucking scared them. Even though I was like, no, I just am really tired and I feel like I've been beating my sticks, like I have the flu and it's just like the worst flu ever. But like they will tell you that I started going monkey mailbox burrito and I didn't even realize it. Like I was just like saying things that didn't make any sense, and I didn't realize it. I'm just like, everything's fine here, nothing to see.
I'll read that for me. The reason you had that upper respiratory infection that wouldn't go away was a deformation of the alveoli. I think that's how you say it. Alveoli, caused by the syncytia. I don't know how to say that one. The virus induces. So it deforms how you breathe. The little things that catch it and transfer it and everything. Yeah,
I never had a upper respiratory a problem that lasted for almost 4 months until after COVID. But like I would say this, like COVID happened and that didn't happen until I got maybe the cold or something, like way later on the year, and then it just would never stop. It was just like, it's just gonna keep going, and this, I'm like, oh, this is how I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drown.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's pretty much what happens.
Yeah, you're right, JR. It'd be a really bad idea to smoke while you have COVID. I would not suggest that.
Yeah,
and Commander, good job for you for losing 45 pounds. That's fucking huge. I'm lucky to lose 5 pounds a year, so
that's good.
That is awesome, man. Keep it up.
Who lost?
All right.
401.
Hey, 401. Yay. I lost 40 pounds.
See, buddy's right there.
I gained 20.
I lost 70 over the last couple of years.
I gained 18. No, I don't know. I gained some this year. I don't know.
I definitely gained way more than I would like, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I like being lighter. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah. Well, somebody said they had arthritis in here. I can't remember. Was it Jenny? You do? Yeah, I have them in my hip, and I think I need to lose weight, and then maybe I'll feel better. I don't know. Like I feel like the weight.
It's true.
More...
It's true. It'll also hurt your back more, your knees more, your feet.
Mm-hmm. I have not reached any sort of point where my weight loss has made anything orthopedically feel better. My knee is still an absolute horror. My ankle is still an absolute horror. It's not having any effect. I need to lose significantly more weight, more than twice what I've already lost.
Are you in a state that accepts CBD and stuff like that?
Yeah, but I think CBD is a bunch of bullshit, and I won't touch it.
Okay, because it's actually helped me. I was really like, I don't think this is gonna work.
It's derived from pot. That's all it is. It's just the shit without the high. Yeah. And it actually does help. I know lots of people, and I know doctors that recommend people using it.
Well, I just know
the double-blind studies, and then I'll consider it.
Okay, fair enough. There's probably some out there if you look.
All I know is I was walking on water. No, I'm just kidding. I don't.
Oh, I bet. Titan said, I'm a big guy. I'm 6'4". When I dropped from 250 to 200, it was like dropping 15 years. I would never body shame, but I encourage everyone to be as healthy as they can. Thank you, Titan. And I have said that before, too.
Yeah.
I really worry about that after being in EMS and picking up morbidly, like, people that were so big they couldn't ambulate, they couldn't get out of bed anymore.
Oh, that's awful.
They had bed sores and all kinds of infections in the flaps of their skin. It was horrible. And they were fucking miserable. And they just waited so long that you get to the point where you're stuck in bed, you're never fixing that again. How the hell are you going to get back out of bed?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where people fall through the cracks. And there are some programs where they will come in your house and try to rehabilitate you, but you have to be really bad to get that, and you have to want it. And a lot of people get frustrated and they get so down on themselves that they're just like, fuck it, and they give up. And I know that's what it is for a lot of people. And when people hear me saying that, I like with my son, I wish he'd lose weight, I'm worried about him. I'm not body shaming him. I am very proud of the fact that he can walk around with his head high and doesn't care because he's secure within himself. Like, that means a lot to me. I love that he's that mature and that forward thinking of a person, that he loves himself despite it. But I worry about him for when he's older. Like, what if I'm not there and I can't help him, you know?
There's a certain point where, like, I kind of understand the whole no body shaming thing, but I also get really frustrated at, like, people on Twitter that are like, I celebrate my massive obesity, you know, and they're like 400 pounds or something. And I'm like, dude, like,
you know, I don't even care about that. You know what I care about? I care about the people that, because they're too big, they think everyone else has to rearrange the world for them. That's what pisses me off. When some of these people, I'm telling you, I've seen medical records and stuff on people before, and there was not enough wrong with them for them to be in that condition. They literally, like, there was this one guy, his mom started feeding him a bunch of food every day, and she got him so fat she kept him at home, which is what
feeders,
she wanted.
Man. Feeders are real.
Yeah, she literally did this to him, and he was to the point of eating a whole loaf of bread, a pound of bacon, and a dozen eggs for breakfast. With a jug of orange juice or whatever he wanted. He was huge. He was almost 1,100 pounds the last time I saw him.
Oh, well, okay.
He was 37 years old.
Oh my God, he's too young for that.
She started him young. There's pictures of him in the house. He was fat when he was little. She just fed him, and it was all shit, fucking, like, greasy, starch-filled, carbohydrate-filled food.
I'm glad that YouTube's finally putting the foot down on mukbangs, because they're unhealthy as fuck. They're finally saying knock it off, and that's good. Mukbangs are where people gorge themselves on food for views, and they just take like a giant, like a whole bunch of fast food, like enough for like 5 people to eat, and they just eat it on screen and like rah, 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 rah. And what's happened is there was even this one person, and there's gonna be a trigger warning. There's this one person that had bulimia, and then she'd say, "Should I keep it or lose it?" Oh. And that's when YouTube said that's enough. Like, they're starting to like kill those channels.
First of all, that's encouraging girls not only be bulimic or anemic or whatever, but it's also encouraging them to worry about that.
Right.
Worry about what they look like.
It's a two-edged sword, right? Like, it's food addiction
definitely.
And people that have body image issues, right?
Right.
Yep. So I'm really glad that YouTube's finally now going, no, don't do that.
Yeah, but you know what, Titan? When people... Hold on. So, Titan says there are people who never feel full. It's genetic. And people with endocrine problems and even just digestive disorders like I had. Yes, that is a thing. That is a thing. Most of that is fucking treatable. The problem is that these people start gaining weight. Like I said, they give up. And I get that part. I was at a point in my life... I was, okay, so I weigh 170 now, and I'm chubby. I was 229 pounds. The last time I weighed myself and said, oh my God, I've got to do... Well, what really did it was I was driving down the road in the truck that I had been sitting in for years, and I hit a bump at the bottom of a hill, and it threw the truck up in the air like that. And I came down hard, and my belly jumped up in the air and flopped, and I pulled over the side of the road, and I started crying. And I quit driving over the road at that point. And I got a local job, and I worked hard until I lost weight. And I went from a size almost 44 waist down to where I'm at now, which is about a 36.
Oh, okay.
So I know what it's like, and I know how hard it is. I get it. I get it. I was eating only like nuts, something that was like real fruit, and then I would make like veggies and stuff and hummus and everything and put it in lettuce wraps. I ate that shit for like 6 or 8 months over the road and gained weight. And I was like, fuck this. And that was done. That was it. I was done. So yeah, no, I know. And I was to the point that I was just like, until I saw my belly flop, I was like, fuck it. This is just how it is. I'm just going to be fat. I gave up. So.
All I know is it makes me not feel so great, and that matters,
Yeah.
right? And then if I don't feel so great, I'm less active, right?
And that's me right now. I go to work, I come here and I talk to people. I have no energy I don't want to go out. I don't want to do anything. I don't even want to get out of my chair. I mean, I like to work, but besides that, no, I'm good.
My trigger to lose was that I wanted to get breast.
Shit, Tony.
I wanted to get breast implants, and the Department of Plastic Surgery made an appointment for me. And 3 days before the appointment, they called and said, "We're canceling your appointment. You weigh too much."
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh wow.
They want
Shit.
it's all based on BMI, even though that's one of the worst scales ever written.
Yeah, it's stupid anyways. You know,
Yeah.
everything that they did like that back then, it was always based on like a 40-year-old healthy white dude. Like,
Well,
it's so
on the
fucking
BMI
unrealistic.
On the BMI, that guy, The Rock, is considered obese.
Right. Yeah, because of the weight,
What a
which
great
is stupid.
My-
Dude, that's muscle. Like you just want to yell it at the doctors. That's muscle. I'm sorry to hear that happen to you, Tony. That's horrible. Unfortunately,
It's
due
scary.
to our healthcare system, misdiagnoses happen all the time. When you get these doctors that are working for big corporations and they're expected, and they are literally expected to produce so many surgeries and so many visits and blah, 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 and they have to keep up with the quota and they're fucking exhausted and they miss shit.
This
And
has
it's
nothing to do
fucking
with-
sad, and that's why I'll never go to a big corporation again.
This has nothing to do with diagnosis. This has to do with their perceived risk. That fat people can't get surgery because of anesthesia and stuff like that. Well, if they would take a moment or two to look at my medical history, they would realize that in the last 5-6 years at Gunderson, I have had 4 different surgeries where I'm in anesthesia, and that I come out fine, and that my normal blood pressure is about 102/50, and
Yeah.
that
Nothing wrong with that.
Way better than mine.
is about 53, and my blood sugar is perfectly normal. I'm fat, but I don't have any of those other issues.
See, that's bullshit. That's just prejudice right there. They didn't even give it a shot.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what
Fucking
pisses me
bullshit.
off about it. They don't consider the individual. They consider just the BMI. What's your BMI? And I understand that. That they're concerned with their liability and stuff. But
Yeah.
when somebody who's got my medical history, that I do fine under anesthesia, and look at my numbers. Numbers are all you people obsess about, and I've got great numbers, and that's not enough. And the damnedest thing is, I would bet you any money that if I was a cis woman, they would not put any of those expectations on
Yes, they would.
It just depends. It just depends on the healthcare system. It depends on what kind of insurance they have. It depends on what the corporation has guidelines for. Like, it depends on a lot of shit.
It's all the numbers. And the other thing about the medical community is they are about 20 years behind the curve. So if you come up with a set of studies that show that BMI is bullshit, they're not going to pick up on that until maybe 2040 or 2050. And then the whole thing, it's, as I say, it's the numbers. It's the easiest thing to look at. They're looking at my numbers. The first thing they did was look at my BMI for candidacy for a kidney transplant.
Right.
Diana, when I first contacted them that I wanted to do this, the implants, they sent questionnaires. I don't know exactly how they contacted them, but they contacted my current doctors, and they asked them all these questions. They wanted all this documentation about me and surgeries that I've had related to transgender, and my hormone therapy, and what the psychologist says. All this crap that they wanted me to go through just to get the implants that any cis woman could walk in and have in a half an hour. Okay, they never took the time to say, "Oh well, you're post-op and you've been this way for 40 fucking years, longer than the damn surgeon's been alive." You know, don't question me. Just do what I want. It's gatekeeping. Fuck them.
Randy said kids don't have that good of numbers half the time. And Titan, that is. I mean, good for you. It's better to have too low of cholesterol and have that lung function, especially in today's world.
Cholesterol is 110.
So what's weird is my cholesterol is good. My blood sugar's great, but I am pre-hypertensive almost all the time. So like there's that small thing.
Damn it, that sucks.
Yeah, it just means I have to get that under control.
I've been running really short on sleep, so I'm feeling fading now. I'm gonna lay down before it goes away.
Go Purple. Have a good night.
Okay.
Bye,
Good night,
Good night, honey.
Bye. Thank you for coming on.
We're coming up on 3 hours. Good night, Perp.
Yeah,
Night,
I'm
night.
about done. We'll hit the 3-hour mark and we'll kill it so everybody can get their thoughts out.
Purple's out the airlock. She's out the airlock.
It's been a good conversation tonight, though, as usual.
And by the way, you people know that I'm poor and I bitch about not having enough money. And what am I thinking about implants for? Medicare covers them.
Really?
Medicare does? Really?
Well, if I can't get it any sooner, I'll get it when I'm 65.
When I'm 65.
When I'm 65.
Esto baligi.
They don't cover things that a transgender person really needs, but they'll cover breast implants.
120 over 70 for a 6'4" dude. That's around 200. That is pretty good. Pulse about 65. I usually my blood pressure usually lingers around 108 over 76 or 78. So pretty close to your numbers. My pulse is usually around 78 to 83, I think. So a little faster, but I'm also like fucked up ADD person, so I don't know how to hold still. So yeah, so I went for I did my annual exam with my doc, and she was like, "Damn, you're pretty fucking healthy." And I was like, "I know for a 33-year smoker, huh? Pretty good, huh?" And she just looked at me and shook her head. And
that's the other thing, is that I have to be smoke free for at least 3 months.
I know they did that to my son too, for his first surgery. He's got to have another one, but he went from a double G or something, whatever the fuck it was, triple F or something, whatever, down to a C cup. But they wouldn't take him below a C because it was considered gender reassignment surgery, and he hadn't even told them that he wanted to do that yet. That was just because he had bad back pain. So the insurance paid for it down to a C cup, but wouldn't take him any lower. So he's going to go back for surgery and have the rest of them removed. So, yeah. How's that for you? I don't understand why a woman can't choose what cup size she has, even if it means none. So I don't get that. So scared of trans people.
Yeah, I bet you they've had a whole lot more lawsuits from cis people than trans people. That would be an interesting study to run.
Right? Absolutely. Well, I don't know what my show will cover, but if I got to take out a fucking personal loan, the one I just had for this house is I have 2 more payments on it, and I'll have $500 a month that I can spend on whatever I need to. So if I have to take out a personal loan to do it, I'll fucking do it.
Hey, you can buy
Things
me-
are going to collapse anyways before I ever pay off that loan, so money won't matter eventually. I'm not worried about it.
B, you can buy me a new car.
I'm not getting that kind of loan. I still got to pay off. I pay $532 on my truck every month, which I'm about to refinance it and get it knocked
Wait, did
down
you
to
say
like $475.
Oh, I thought you said $32. I was like, what?
No, $532.
I was like,
Oh, I wish. Oh my god. For a brand new Chevy, I don't even have 30,000 miles on it yet. I've had it almost 2 years.
I got my car in 2004, and now it's worthless, and I'm still driving it.
When I hit the 3-year mark, which is going to be the last day in October, is that where I went in September? Let me think. Shit. Anyways, when I hit the 2-year mark, I won't even have 30,000 on it. And I put 1,500 on it, 1,578 on it, getting from Ohio with the pit stop in the middle into here.
I was shocked when I'm going through this broken motor thing. I'm looking at all the variables, and is it smarter to just go get a new used car, and is it better to go get an engine, whatever. So I'm looking at all the numbers, and I was shocked to find out that my 26-year-old piece of crap is still worth like $8,000 on the high end.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
On the low end, it's like $1,500, but on the high
Yeah,
end,
but if it's in good shape, yeah.
and it's not, so I don't have to worry about that. Its paint is awful. The people who used to own it did a paint job on it that is peeling off. And it's
Oh
just-
no.
it's awful.
Hello, Captain. What's up? Oh, SPM's here. Hi,
Everybody's got a little
guys.
captain in them.
You guys came towards the end of the stream. We're gonna end it here in a little bit, so I'm sorry you missed all the good shit because that was a great conversation. Actually, you should go back and watch it. Probably learn a lot of shit. Yeah, we covered a lot of bases, some medical bases, some trans issue bases, some political. We kind of tapped everything tonight, so.
Did you want to see my titties?
We found out there was a guy that has joysticks for nipples.
Behave, Jenny. Yeah, the joystick nipple guy from the old Mentos commercial. Everybody look that up. What year was that commercial from?
I don't know.
Okay, just look for the Mentos big nipple guy on YouTube. You'll find it.
Yeah, that's what I did to search. I did a Google, and I put Mentos commercial nipples. And
There
it
you
came
go.
up instantly.
You know, when I was in college, I remember shooting basketball with friends, and it was co-ed, and the guys were like, "Shirts against skins," and I'm like, "Oh, that'll work out." Like,
That's an old joke. The guys always did that when I was on the court with them.
and then
Always.
and then
hated
one of
that.
them took off their shirt, and they're like, "Dude, what is going on with your nipples?" And sure enough, like I don't know. Like they said he had orangutan nipples. I don't know what orangutan nipples mean. But he had very, very large nipples. And then I was like, dude, you're giving him a complex. This is really fucked up.
Right? Leave him alone, man. But then you can't help but look, right? Like,
Right. But he never did shirts against skins ever again. No more of that.
The first time I was in a situation where they divided teams by shirts and skins, I think it was 4th grade, maybe. And I absolutely panicked. I could not deal with it. It was just too much. Wow, God.
I was really good at dodgeball. People were like really mean. They're like, I'm gonna get you with dodgeball, and they're like, oh yeah, you try. And I was like, I don't know how I did it. It was like the Matrix.
you know how I knew I was good at throwing a dodgeball? Because I was always one of the first people out.
Really?
I was always one of the first. I was always like the 3rd or 4th person out.
Oh, that's funny.
Hey,
Because they would go after the person with the best arm.
Is there a new Matrix movie coming?
I don't know. I never really got it. I mean, I watched the first one. The first one was good. Now I got to the second one. I lost interest. I have no idea. Yeah, right, JR. What kind of ad will Google send you after looking for big nipple guy? And Von Rick said, do not do this search. There are things you cannot unsee.
Oh, and
Big Nibble Guy is done in comedy, so it's
you might find some trans guys with some boobs that are walking around in the parades with their shirt off, and they haven't had bottom done yet, because they will do that shit. They don't give a fuck. I mean, trans women. I'm sorry, but they kind of look more guyish. I don't know. They don't. I saw a bunch of them in Ohio, and they didn't look. Besides the boobs, they just look like regular dudes. And I was like, that's interesting. Because most trans people will dress like if they feel more feminine, they'll dress more feminine, you know? So it was just interesting to me that they were just dressed like the regular dude down the block, but yet they had these like huge boobs. It was just, I don't know.
I want to share with you the weirdest sport that I was really good at in high school.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, this is summer camp. I used to go to this summer camp named Hume Lake, and we used to play these sports that were pretty much deaf sports. And I was really good at this one. And I'll just show you an example of it. The idea is you have to pull your opponents into the can.
Oh my gosh, there's 2-1.
Yeah, he's like the last person on his team, so they're ganging up.
Guy who's glad he wore a helmet.
But I used to be really good at this game when I was younger. And I was like, what a weird skill to have.
But you know, it's about a matter of your own balance with your own body and controlling how the other person is making you.
Yeah, exactly.
Man.
Get him in the can.
Yeah, it was a violent game, but it was really
They gotta
fun.
like pick them up and throw them in the can. That's why they're wearing helmets.
We used to play a form of frisbee.
Ultimate Frisbee?
That was called Guts Frisbee.
Oh, Guts Frisbee.
Yeah, there's a frisbee game that everybody's seen where it's like football, except you're passing the frisbee over big distances, 30, 40 yards, and you catch it and you run and throw it to the next guy and stuff. Guts Frisbee was a fairly violent game. You get 5 people, they line up across from each other at about 15, 20 yards, I forget the exact measurement. Pretty close. You play with a very heavyweight frisbee. And the idea is to send the frisbee so fast to the opposing team that they cannot catch it because it's too painful.
I want to play that. I used to be a hell of a frisbee thrower.
I've seen cases where, we played in college, where people would go to catch it and it would hit their hand so hard their hand would split open and bleed.
Oh, wow.
Oh, shit.
How many people were decapitated by Frisbees in this game?
Right? I want to know.
Well, nobody, but it really was a lot of fun. I have to admit it. And it's, and
you weren't allowed to wear gloves?
You line your guys up across in front of your goal. You know, you have basically an end zone like football, except it's a very small field because you want the velocity still to be a parameter. And if each team is trying to get the frisbee into the goal of the other team, and that's what the motivation is, to catch it.
Okay.
And it's a tough game, but it's
Dave, Simply Secular Dave said we used to call that hubcap gunfighter. They played it when they were kids.
Oh, really? Interesting. I like that name.
Hubcap gunfighter. Yeah, I like it.
So did you play with hubcaps?
Some of the most fun games were kind of violent. Like, there's
It's
something
true,
in
right?
us that's a little
When you were
primal.
kids, yeah, we were kids. Everything that
When we were
was
little kids,
a dangerous, violent game was fun.
We played this game where we climb up into a tree, usually a maple tree because they have more open branches and stuff, and try to push each other out.
No
I gotta
big deal.
do something real
We'll just
quick. Hold
bounce.
on.
That was scary. I didn't like that game. I got pushed once and fell maybe 10, 15 feet and landed on my whole stomach and chest area on this big ass branch. It was really painful. I think it took me an hour to start breathing again.
All right, guys, we're gonna end this. So I'm gonna put a link in here. Susan and Nathaniel over on Divine Disbelief. Yes, they are streaming right now. They just started a couple minutes ago. So since I'm going to end, why don't you guys jump over there and show them a little love? And if you're up for it, you guys want to keep going tonight. I have got to piss and go to bed. So it's that time. Thank you for everybody that has came in and left. Thank you very much. Everybody that is still here on the panel, thank you. I appreciate all of you guys. I love the great conversations we have, and I think they're enlightening and need to be said. So thank you. Everybody in the chat, I appreciate every single one of you, and thank you for coming back all the time and supporting me and showing us love and having a great conversation in the chat. I really appreciate it. So everybody, take care of yourselves, take care of one another, and have some peace in your life.